What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP, and this is my co host, Josh.
Hey everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the Film Bros podcast. Josh, today we have some good things to speak of. This one might be a little stuffed. I know we did an episode a couple days ago, and that one was a little stuffed. We are catching up, but we're not quite there yet. But I did get the most, I guess, juicy things that we really need to speak about because from, you know, X-Men getting some more recastings to, Paramount fighting some legal trouble. We have James Gunn still in the hot seat. Josh, 2026 has been a roller coaster and we're still not off of it. But before we get into all the dirt, the tea, and everything, Josh, we are going to start with something that's near my heart. All right. I'm going to start this video. It's The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. They are starting production, and I just want you to see Andy Serkis in all his glory. And hopefully this kickstarts a perfect way to enter the episode. All right.
Here we go, onto the mocap stage for day one.
Directors on set. Let's stand by, please, everybody.
Thanks, Bruno. Right, well, now then, what are we going to start with?
Scene one, the beginning.
It's a very good place to start. Who's up?
You are.
Well, it makes things very easy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
All
go.
right, let's go. All right, thank you, everyone. Standing by to shoot.
Very exciting.
And roll camera.
And
Action.
December
Oh,
17th,
okay, cool.
2027. Okay. The Hunt for Gollum. Josh, I recently showed you The Lord of the Rings. This is a great path that I put you on. Okay. I steered the trajectory of your life for the better forever now. After hearing Smeagol, the music playing, all that stuff, does that not give you goosebumps a little bit now? Like, does that
No,
not give you
that
the
was
chills?
pretty cool. I like that. That was pretty nice. I mean, it sucks we have to wait a whole year for it, but I'm down. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I wish
Well,
every movie had something like this.
just starting like production kind of shows you the behind the scenes a little bit there. I'm
And then gives
assuming
you a release date.
I'm assuming this is going to be, they said the beginning, this is going to be where we start where Gollum's journey basically begins, right? We're going to see, obviously we heard that maybe Frodo Baggins is going to return. We're going to see Samwise. Obviously we're going to see Gandalf. We're seeing a lot of returning characters, so this is supposed to be that little side quest on where was Gollum while the ring was basically missing before Frodo basically got the ring, right? That in between Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, right at the beginning, kind of like Rogue One, I want to say. Like they're Rogue Oneing this movie, and I'm down. I'm down. It looks really good.
It does look really good. I can't wait. This is probably what's holding up the Batman though. So
I guess this is really good for Andy Serkis. Like you don't got to really DH Schmiegel. You know what I mean? He's CGI.
I guess that's true. He's gonna look all gray and old as forever, right? Because of the ring or whatever.
Yeah, unless they're gonna show you the beginning again, where you see him before he transformed and all that. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. I remember.
Yeah. You should. Is in the beginning of the best part of the best, possibly the best movie. I don't know, the ending movie. I don't know.
Okay.
We have to rank those still.
Yeah. I mean, when I get around to seeing the Hobbits, yeah.
We know what
We
we're
have to
doing
do
in
all
December.
6.
We know
We
what
have
we're
to
doing
do
in
all
December.
6.
What'd you say?
We have to do all 6. We can't just do the 3.
Okay, I'll watch
You
The
know?
Hobbit. I'll watch that. Are we doing extended edition or are we doing short one?
Oh my goodness. Are the extended editions on Max?
They were last time I checked.
The Probably that. And if not, I mean, I'll let you know. But
All right.
we'll probably do the extended.
He's gonna be like extended edition into The Hobbit and just be like, make it stop. Make it stop. And I'm gonna be like, no, now you gotta mush. Mush. But
No.
yes, the Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, Josh, this looks exciting, and I just could not wait to share this with you. If you did not watch this beforehand, I'm excited. I'm excited for another Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson is returning, so that makes me even more excited. Like we're not just getting a random movie, and I know Andy Serkis went out there and was like, "Oh, this movie's not checking boxes and blah 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 blah." It's like, thank the Lord, thank the Lord. Right. But another movie to basically kick off this episode is the Batman Part 2. We got the test screening and a little bit of news that we're gonna have to discuss here, Josh. So let's just jump right into it. We got one of these back in 2021 when they did the first camera test for Robert Pattinson. It was just him in the cowl. It was like red light, and they were really like just showing off the suit with with Robert Pattinson inside the suit to kind of like build up hype. We're kind of getting the same thing here, so let's just jump right in and look at this. So, Batman Part 2, I like what we got here, the little Batman logo with the 2 eyes on top. I'm happy that we don't got the little DC Studio logo up here to ugly it the fuck up, so that's really nice. We appreciate that. And last but not least, the little touch to talk about is that it's been delayed, all right? Delayed till February 18th, 2028. Josh, what do we think about this camera test?
Looks good. Couldn't help but notice his ears are longer.
Okay.
Other than that, it looks pretty good.
He's going to be listening to people's problems more intently. He's going to be investigating a little bit more. Okay.
I mean, sure, man. He wasn't really good at that in the first one, but yeah, man, sure.
Motherfucker didn't even know Spanish.
I was a detective, don't know Spanish.
he's like, how you expect me to crack this? No hablo, no hablo.
That's great. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck they expect that. But this looks good. I can't even knock it. That's the problem. Like it looks great on paper. This movie should be working for, well, me and you, because I know we both have our issues with it. But like, I dread almost 3 hours of Batman not knowing Spanish and figuring shit out. So,
right, like let's just make Danny Trevejo, right? Let's just make him the bad guy. Let's see what happens. Let's make Machete the bad guy and see what happens. I do like the cow. This is this is kind of like trying to capture the lightning in a bottle twice. I appreciate that. I think I had seen he was like Robert Pattinson was like at the world premiere for the Odyssey, and like his Batman statue was up there, and all the fans were like, "Look up there!" And he looked up, and it was just like, "What the hell? How did that get up there?" I know like this Batman is like it means a lot to Robert Pattinson, so I really don't want to knock him. But at the same time, I still remember that he refused to want to lift the weight for his role. Like it's the same thing here. Like this is just not the Batman for me. I felt back then. I watched the Batman, it was, it wasn't happening for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was not. It wasn't doing its due for me. And thank God there was a chase scene in the middle that was spoiled in the trailers. That was really nice. I'm happy that he needed to inject himself and hit us with that. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool. I'm just. I don't know. The Batman Part 2 is just not something that is just like gravitating me, right? Like, it's just more like, oh, I know it's going to be out there, and I'm happy that people are excited for Batman. But he's never just been like my favorite character. I know a lot of people just be like, oh, Batman is my favorite character. He's never been like my favorite character. So, and yeah, this iteration is not my favorite iteration. So,
Right. Yeah, man. I don't know. I can't. I'm not saying that like I'm too excited because, like I said, the first one kind of left a weird taste, but I'll be down to watch it. Obviously, I just think we need a trailer. We need a real trailer. What am I looking at?
you can't tell. Can you tell?
No. Oh,
Wait,
no, I can't. It's too much glare.
too much glare.
Yeah, it's too much glare. I can't do this.
Maybe later. But yeah,
Okay.
Robert Pattinson as Batman coming in with the camera test footage. I mean, like I said, if this hypes you up, good, right? Fooled me once though. Fool me once. And I could argue the first one kind of was a little bit better because of the whole red lighting. It was more like, it was more like, oh shit, mysterious and shit. And maybe there was still a sense of like, oh, wonder, like, I wonder if he's gonna work out. Like I thought I was waiting, for something to happen, and here we are. There's no really too much wonder. I mean, I wonder who the villain is, and that's about it. And it's snowing, so if it's not Mr. Freeze, then what the fuck are we doing?
It's gonna be. I think they said what Zaz Two-Face maybe.
We're
So
we're hearing some Zaz. We're hearing a little bit of Two Face. Scarlett Johansson was also thrown out there at one point as well. She is kind of being rumored to possibly be Poison Ivy, but like Matt Reeves' iteration. So this rumor came in from Twitter basically, and it said, take it with a grain of salt, but Scarlett Johansson is playing the villain for the Batman Part 2. She will be a serial killer with an obsession with plants using toxins. Could be a realistic take on Poison Ivy.
why can't we do something in the middle? Why can't we just? Why can't we get Poison Ivy doing like looking real, but also doing fantastical shit? I can't help like but feel like he's just everyone's a murderer. Everyone's doing it, but it's all realistic and it's all like in a creative way to break them down and make them human and all that stuff. Why are we settling for that?
Didn't Matt Reeves dub it the Crime Saga?
Did he? I can't remember.
I swear he dubbed it the Crime Saga. Like like we're literally just doing Batman doing investigative shit.
This is just Sherlock Holmes then?
It's
It's
just
not Batman,
Batman
it's
Sherlock
Sherlock
Holmes.
Holmes.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he literally dubbed it the Crime Saga.
It's just I don't know. I think that's weird.
The Batman Epic Crime Saga is his tagline for this movie. So I mean, they commit a crime, which I'm assuming is murder, right? We're getting a Ryan Johnson's the Batman. Oh, this murder for, and then he needs to take Rosetta Stone to figure out what kind of language is murderers speaking or something. I don't know. That's what I assumed it was gonna be this whole time. That's why I was like, I don't know if this is my cup of tea because it's not gonna be like comic accurate Bane gonna be coming at him. We're not gonna get a comic accurate Poison Ivy if that's what we're getting with Scarlett Johansson. I know that the rumors were going around in the beginning, and she was supposed to play the opera person or somebody the opera, right? We don't know if that's still true or not. Now we're getting to the point where it's like it's Poison Ivy. Why are we trying to do these? Like, why don't you just do somebody more grounded, like what's his face? The one that changes his face. Hush.
Clayface? Oh,
No,
hush. No.
Hush. No, what the hell?
Oh, you said
I
changing
said
his
I
face, and
said
I was like, oh.
grounded. I said grounded. It's
Hush feels
grounded.
Hush feels too predictable, especially after they laid him out in the first one.
But if you're doing
So
a
it'll
crime
probably
saga,
be
I would assume that would be like the obvious pick. Like that's who you don't go. I'm doing a crime saga that's super grounded. Give me Poison Ivy.
well, no, I mean that's clearly wrong too, obviously. But like,
Yeah,
I don't know what he's thinking, and especially taking 6 years to do it. I don't know.
yeah. He had to crack the story and fight James Gunn for his Batman. That is what I'm assuming.
It's just weird. I don't know. I thought the hype would die out by now, but I guess we're just waiting 2 years,
I don't. I
year
think
and a
people
half.
who's moved on, they moved on. I think people who are holding on, they're still holding on. But I think when it starts being announced and rolled out, there will be a good amount of people to go check it out. And I do think I do kind of give that to the Penguin. Um, I haven't seen the Penguin because of the whole Batman stuff, so there's that. But I will acknowledge that I do know a lot of people who watched the Penguin. They were really excited for the Penguin. And that, I felt like maybe I got to watch it myself, but maybe that one probably worked a little bit better because of the fact that it wasn't really Batman centric, where like the first Batman was still, it did good, but it still kind of struggled for like a Batman movie, right? Like it wasn't doing what we were expecting a solo Batman film to basically do. We're hoping the Batman 2 obviously raises that bar with the hype of the Batman and the Penguin, but like you said, it's been kind of a long time, right? And now we're getting a delay. We're getting another delay.
By Warner Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
so they can move up J.J. Abrams' movie.
Supposedly, now that's the second point after we got over Matt Reeves there. We didn't get a delay from DC Studios. DC Studios did not say, hey, we need to put you back because we need to make room for Man of Tomorrow. We need to make room for X, Y, and Z. No, this report says for Warner Brothers. And why would we move, let's just say, the Batman, right? Why would we move the Batman for an unknown J.J. Abrams movie? I don't know. It just seems like in my opinion, it kind of seems like a little bit of a play to move the Batman away from Man of Tomorrow. I already know, we've already kind of talked about that, like Matt Reeves has been keeping the Batman away from uh, basically James Gunn's DCU. Maybe Matt Reeves was waiting for the wave to basically crash out. Maybe he saw the DCU and knew that it wasn't going to last very long. Maybe he kind of clocked it since the beginning and just wanted to wait until it was all decimated to basically come out with no issues on one hand, or he genuinely just got moved from Warner, or he is literally underneath Warner Brothers, right? Not under DC Studios. This is why, you know, James Gunn just couldn't swoop the Batman, right? Like he had to ask and see if he was going to play ball and whatnot. And it doesn't seem like that's happening. Now he's just like, well, I just want to be put wherever that's not near all that chatter that the DCU is getting with Supergirl and, Clayface and Man of Tomorrow and Lanterns at this point.
I mean, it's obviously by Warner Brothers, so right? Maybe it could be Matt Reeves' time to cook or whatever, but I don't know. A Batman movie, relatively grounded, really grounded as they're saying, could be done within a year if they really wanted to, and it could be out by October if they really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Warner Brothers is clearly making room for Superman,
Yeah.
I think, and it's like maybe they're just trying not to associate shit going on, or maybe there is Batman somewhere involved in Man of Tomorrow. I don't know, but they're clearly trying to be like, okay, we'll do it. We'll push him back a year, and then James Gunn will have his own year for the DCU movies or whatever. Because what they say, then they also say that no Batman movies will be released within the same year to confuse people. So maybe this is the same problem.
Well, I mean, oh well, if Man of Tomorrow does have a Batman, which I mean, I highly doubt, and it didn't get pushed back a year. It only got pushed back like 4 months. The J.J. Abrams movie got pushed back a year. That's why I'm like, I don't think so. And I know some people are gonna argue. They're gonna be like, well, James Gunn is the DC Studios boss, so Matt Reeves answers to him. No, Matt Reeves has a pre-existing Warner Brothers deal with, I believe, Pam Abney and Mike DeLuca, which obviously it predates James Gunn before he even arrived. That whole deal was signed when that whole DCU shit was in limbo and they didn't know what they were gonna do. The Batman was supposed to be a Ben Affleck movie at one point, and it got passed and moved and trickled down and blah 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 blah, and then eventually became Robert Pattinson's Batman. And so that's base. This all predates James Gunn. So anybody that's like, oh, he's James Gunn's boss, is James Gunn is the boss, blah 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 blah. He's the one who's moving. No. Again, that is why I believe Matt Reeves has been able to have this bargaining chip to basically be like, well, no, you're not taking my Batman. You're not going to put my shit into your shit. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep it as separate and far away as much as possible. And like I said, after seeing what happened with Supergirl and all that, it was a good call. It was a good call. James Gunn can, lie to Zaslav, sell it to whoever the fuck he wants to sell it to. I could say whatever I want about Matt Reeves and what he did with the Batman, but at least he was able to see through the bullshit and did not follow through. So that's cool. You know what I mean? That's just my thing. If he would have sunk down the Batman, and Matt Reeves would have been like naive and dumb and followed James Gunn into the DCU and sunk the Batman Part 2 with his DCU, I'd have been like, they deserve each other. But at least Matt Reeves has a little bit of respect on my side.
Yeah, because real filmmakers have respect. James Gunn doesn't have that, or he doesn't. I don't. He doesn't have my respect. At least that's kind of how I feel.
You don't think he's a real filmmaker?
No.
That's for a different episode. But let us know what you guys think. A lot of Batman noise happening right now. Matt Reeves is really hyping up his movie, even though it's been delayed. We got the camera test. We got a little bit of a reassurance from basically Matt Reeves, giving us the little bit of tea that we did with the whole Poison Ivy thing. But at the same time, leaves some question marks. So let us know what you guys think with all this new development. Moving on, though, Josh, on that DCU side, still, Lanterns has been going through it. Now, spoilers up ahead for the Lanterns show, possibly. We're still trying to decipher this and figure out if it's true or not. So if you want to stick around, or if not, go ahead and skip a little bit forward on this episode, and hopefully you don't catch those spoilers. So it was going around this past week, Josh, that Lanterns episode 1, basically the whole pilot episode, has been leaked. I had the pleasure to read said leaks. I don't know if you were able to catch them before they were DMCA'd off the internet. And I know what you're thinking, Josh. Oh, well, how do you even know that it's true? And, all this stuff. Like, how do you read it? And, do you know if it's going to be true? Or is it really spoilers? Well, like I said, they started DMCAing everything. So that tells me, to some extent, what I read is true. Again, spoilers in the cut for those that don't want to hear it. You might want to leave. Josh, do you care about what happens in Lanterns episode 1?
No.
Oh, well, Lanterns episode 1 is apparently going to leave us with the death of Hal Jordan. In the very beginning episode, at the very end of episode 1, and we'll be leaving Jon Stewart to basically fend for himself for the rest of the season. Now, some people are trying to defend this and say, oh, there's different routes, and there could be different timelines. It could be that he dies in the beginning, but then comes back, in different episodes, like, oh, this is the past, this is what he basically set up before he died or whatever, blah, 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 blah. It could be something like that. Again, there's so many theories and stuff that are coming out, but I just thought that this was a big fumble, a big drop of the ball. We've been having issues with Supergirl, Superman. Leaks have been coming from the DCU since Creature Commandos, since Superman. And so James Gunn has always been the guy to go on Twitter to make a lot of noise to try to distract people and tell people that those things are not happening. But as we both know, he is one of those that, when he says something, we know that it's possibly true, or, he's not really deterring people. We kind of clock them that, when he's silent, it's true. When it's not so true, he's going to come out and confidently say it's not true because he knows it's not true. But when it's true shit, we don't hear nothing. This is another thing that happened. The Lanterns leaks happened. We did not hear anything out of James Gunn, but we did see DMCAs happening. Josh, what do we think about Hal Jordan potentially meeting his demise in episode 1? What do we think about this Lanterns leak? This big spoiler actually hitting the internet like this.
I don't care. I mean, I didn't care for. I mean, I don't think I care for Hal Jordan, obviously. And I mean, if they're gonna fake us out with an early on-screen death, I would prefer it have some sort of meaning. They're gonna kill him off like we know him, like we care, we've been around with him forever.
Hmm.
And I know it sounds a little hypocritical because it's like Superman or whatever. Well, at least we got a movie of Superman and a half before, his death or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think I'll care. I think a Kyle Chandler, Hal Jordan can go. Who cares?
Are you?
He has to die for Jon Stewart to get the ring, so.
But weren't they selling this as like a buddy Green Lantern show? Like we were gonna see Hal Jordan and him actively hanging out and talking to each other. We were literally seeing trailers where they're like splicing them together to be in the same car and everything like that. Now coming to think of it, like we don't see a lot of them together. And a lot of the trailers are kind of made to edit and show you that they're kind of gonna be going back and forth, but not really. So I don't know. This is kind of weird, but I have to say, to dispatch of Hal Jordan so quick, it kind of makes me just feel like it's another sick gag where the other Hal Jordan didn't want to return, which is Ryan Reynolds, and in a way it's kind of like doing away with that character to make room for a different character that hasn't been tainted with bad publicity and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, but what can you do, man? This is their idea. The buddy cop stuff could probably be just him in the ring talking to each other. That would be kind of stupid, but
Like
hey.
Hal Jordan's in the ring.
Well, no, but like the ring could have some sort of like OA AI or something like that.
It just pops up Hal Jordan. Holy shit!
Not just Hal Jordan. I mean, like he could have his own voice and all that, like
I
his
thought the
own.
ring only just does like imaginations.
No, you can talk to the
Oh my
ring.
god!
The
Oh
the
my god! I
ring
just
the
thought about
ring
this.
responses.
Hold on! Don't let my fucking thought go away. Give me a second. I'm afraid. Okay, I just thought about this. It could be a theory here. What if Hal Jordan dies in episode 1 just for Guy Gardner to be the guy to fucking guide this man?
That would be kind of atrocious. I don't know why they're pushing Guy Gardner so hard. I don't. It's so weird.
What if it's like that, like one of those bait and switches that people will be talking about, where it's like, and then we're just gonna see Guy Gardner bailing out Jon Stewart and helping him out throughout his journey, and it'd be like a weird cop out, right? Because it's like, okay, there can't be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, but there could be Guy Gardner and Jon Stewart.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking with this show, dude.
That's
He
just a
took up
theory,
time
though.
of
I don't know. That's just a theory on my
right,
part. Yeah.
right. He took time off the rookie for this. That's stupid.
I mean, wouldn't you take a time off an ABC show just so you can do your buddy's Warner Brothers movie?
No, not if I look like a fool.
Do his HBO special?
If he's fine working and looking like a fool, dude, that's fine. It's not my cup of tea, but that's fine.
He puts on a fucking cop suit and expects you to believe that he's a cop. What do you mean, make a fool of himself? What are you talking about? You look at Guy Gardner, you think that that's a cop? You see him in the Rookie, and you think that's a cop? Nah, ain't no way,
I
bro.
mean, they probably handle shit a lot better, and it's probably a lot more comedic than trying to take him seriously in a goofy ass costume.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's probably the same thing. They try to take it's kind of like, that's why I feel like when they put out like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that's why they never would put them in a cop's uniform because it'd just be too goofy. And the Rookie, they just basically did that. They put him in the cop's uniform, so he's goofy. That's what he does. He puts on a goofy uniform and he makes goofy shit for like 30 minutes. He did it for Superman. I don't. You know what? I'm on one today. I'm loading the chamber. I'm cocking it back. Everybody's getting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's over with. Okay. I'm tired of this DCU nonsense. I'm tired of the Batman not being Batman-y enough. Okay, for me. Okay, it's not good. It's not good. And then on top of that, Josh, we're also getting set photos that Zolo Marduena is gonna be coming back as Blue Beetle in Man of Tomorrow. Lord help me. Josh, make something of this, please. Please.
I,
Tell
dude,
me it's
I
not
don't
so.
know. I don't know. I don't know anything, man. We could like they're just doing shit. He's just doing shit, dude.
Apparently,
And
there's
rather,
set photos that confirm this. According to Deadline and The Wrap, all citing sources close to production, DC Studios has not yet commented. Man, of Tomorrow, we are getting possibly the return of White Rabbit as well. I don't know if you knew who that was, but
yeah,
that's
she was
that
in the brief
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker cameo.
Little Snow Bunny came out the front door. Okay? She's making a cameo, Man, of Tomorrow. Oh, fuck. We're going to get that band at the end of Peacemaker 2. We're going to get them at the end of Man of Tomorrow. Dun, 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 dun. I don't remember the song, but I remember it as something like that. It's something like that. It's James Gunn's
Yeah, man. I don't
anthem.
know.
It's why
I
he
don't
watched
know.
John Cena make out with his girl in front of the band. It's crazy.
Basically, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea like where this movie is going involving all these people.
What do you think? I need to know, Josh, as you being the DC fan, okay? The DC comic book guy to me, okay? You are somebody I'm looking towards, okay? You're the light in the ocean for me right now, okay? What is Blue Beetle doing in a Man of Tomorrow against Brainiac movie? Is he helping with the Scarab? Is that gonna possibly be the way that they take down like Brainiac with the actual Scarab, basically infect him or something like that? Has this ever happened? Have we seen a matchup where Blue Beetle needs to, be even close to any of these characters besides or not an Avengers, but like a Titans versus and a Justice League team up?
Nah, man. I mean, I don't. Not that I know of. Fuck, dude. Like this could all be a team to just stop, fucking the Brainiac. But Brainiac handles like tech and stuff. I would imagine he'd wipe the floor with Blue Beetle. Right? He's a big like tech guy. That's the whole point. It's his brain. He knows his way around space tech and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine he'd wipe the floor with Blue Beetle. Like I could see him at one point hacking his suit in the movie or something.
Like he's just there to die or something?
Not die, but like get his ass whooped for a second before Superman's like, "Don't worry, it's okay," and all that stuff. But I don't know, dude. I don't know what half these people are doing in this movie. He's really just trying to get all the players he can for this one big fucking mashup. It's stupid.
He's like, I gotta fulfill my promises, right? Like I did say Blue Beetle was gonna come back in the DCU, the tail end.
Yeah, but I was expecting him in a Titans or something and not in Superman sequel. But
Hmm.
we're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. Who cares?
We're not done though. The DCU is struggling. It is in shambles. We do have, like I said, the Lanterns leak. We do have the Zolo Marduena leak. Possibly a Blue Beetle in Man of Tomorrow. If you guys have any speculations, theories, any justifications for why Blue Beetle would be in a Man of Tomorrow movie besides James Gunn wants him in there, please let us know. DCU is looking very bleak right now. Man of Tomorrow is adding all these cast members. Supergirl was not doing too well. Paramount is actively in the middle of trying to close their deal with Warner Brothers. Unfortunately, we have some uh, states basically standing in the way of that. Paramount's over here threatening to leave the state of California if they proceed legal action that stops this Warner Brothers Paramount merger. A judge has decided to hold off on that. We are going to be waiting for actual answer on whether or not this merger is going to be able to happen by this upcoming Wednesday. So we have a couple of days just so we can eat this up really quick, Josh, and get us to the other side of this whole DCU debacle. James Gunn's final days in the DCU chair. Okay. Like I said, Paramount is going through their own struggles with Warner Brothers right now. We have states trying to sue them. So it's still kind of in limbo with James Gunn's job here. Okay. So we are waiting to see what happens. But insiders, according to Cosmic Book News, are saying some very heavy-handed things that James Gunn is completely, if not for sure, out at this point due to the flop of Supergirl. Like, he is for sure going to be gone after Man of Tomorrow. Or he is going to basically stick around like Walter Hamada until the beginning of Man of Tomorrow, basically the premiere. And that we have a few people basically circling DC as we speak. So, like I said, deal's still not closing. We're waiting. We're giving it a couple of days, and then we're gonna go ahead and be able to talk about what the deal looks like, what this lawsuit is really asking for with everything. But as of right now, we need to see what happens with the DCU. So there is some receipts that they're bringing up. Obviously, we talked about this ourselves back in the day, where when the whole Netflix merger was happening, okay, Josh, maybe you could remember this as well. The Gunners, right? Everybody who was rooting for James Gunn and the DCU, they basically said Netflix is taking it. Netflix is going to buy out Warner Brothers. We even got that email on Netflix saying that, things are running the same until this deal goes through, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then we got a report saying that James Gunn was basically locked in till end of 2026, early 2027. That they basically just signed a little bit of an extension to help out with, the last bit of his plans, the phase 1 Gods and Monsters. At the time, it was being dubbed. But apparently that deal ends by the end of 2026, 2027, with one of these sources calling the Domestic Man debacle, which was Superman 2025, saying that they do have contracts in place, but the extension only goes as far as 2026, 2027. That's what we're looking at as of right now. Josh, what do we think about James Gunn being on his ass by December or January of the new year?
I mean, we kind of figured as much. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like that's the thing. I don't know where people are getting this big like, oh, what? He's gonna get fired or whatever. Well, I wasn't thinking he'd get fired. I wasn't expecting that. I think if he had like flop after flop, you know what I mean? They'd probably be like, okay, fire him. But I mean, if they were content with how Superman performed, it's good on them. You know what I mean? That's cool. However they feel doesn't match the books, but they can feel like they have a victory there, sure. Supergirl, a flop in their eyes. So much so they said James Gunn needs to keep his head down and Peter Safran needs to get out there in the press. Disaster. But I'm not expecting him to be fired. I knew his contract was going to be up, and because he hadn't produced things that they wanted, like number wise, of course, he was always going to be out. I don't know why people are acting so surprised.
Well, because he is trying to prolong his stay by also putting out those, Jimmy Olsen. Hi, Jimmy. That we saw the other day. That we're gonna be seeing supposedly a booster gold be kicking it into high gear pretty soon too. We had gotten a script back in like 2023 when we were reporting on that stuff, but it never showed the light of day until Supergirl flopped. Now all of a sudden things are kind of being ramped up to get, hopefully it looks like to me is a little bit of an extension for James Gunn to stay in the seat just a little bit longer as he sees these productions go through. They might catch a little delays. They might be a little bit, taking a little bit to get on out. James Gunn is not going to let go of the seat willingly. And I feel like we saw that when we saw his little tour through the little podcast scene with, when we got that little clip where he had that little Freudian slip when he said, if he gets to finish or, and then he had to take a step back and it was like, if any, depending on who's going to finish it by that time or whatever. I know some people are like, well, we can't reboot or we can't go back or we can't do it again or whatever. It'd be death or whatever. That's a different conversation for a different day. But I do know that James Gunn is not going to let go of this so easily. It took him a while. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people that were doubting him that he really wanted to prove wrong. You could tell on Twitter he was doing little disses and everything in the beginning. So he's really, I don't think he's going to let go so easily. Okay, I don't think so. Right. But the article goes on to say, Warner Brothers film co-heads Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy just got their contracts renewed. They are safe with the Ellisons coming in, which is Paramount, right? Because, again, Warner Brothers, they're looking at the numbers and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, those keys are getting thrown over to Paramount. Paramount is the one who's looking at all this and saying, hey, is this profitable? Are we going to be able to keep this? Do we want to keep this universe? Is it worth our time? Do we want to take a stab at our own version of a continuity in a universe? I mean, will they have a better shot? I don't know. Marvel's the only one that basically did it. But it does say that once the merger closes, they get the whole thing that with DC under their complete umbrella. Remember, last year's trade stories putting DeLuca and Abney under fire amid WB's flops. My sources say that campaign came out of DC Studios, the same playbook Jeff Johns ran back in the day, slipping rumors to the trades against Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and his co-heads Diane Nelson and Greg Silverman. See, that's a little weird. Okay, so according to the Cosmic Book News, it says the sources say that DC Studios ran a playbook the same that Jeff Johns ran back in the day, slipping rumors to the trades against Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and his co-heads Diane Nelson and Greg Silverman. So DC Studios is causing bad publicity for DeLuca and Abdi because of the hot trail that they were doing with their movies, but DC Studios was struggling to basically get Superman to break even. Interesting. You got anything to say about that one? A little dirty play from DC Studios, James Gunn's and Peter Safran's.
We've been known that that Zack Snyder was being sabotaged. That's kind of how we figured that Feige and them at the time got the ideas for Civil War and fucking Infinity War and all that stuff. So the fact that it could be happening again doesn't really surprise me.
Is it kind of weird after the last thing we talked about too with Supergirl having all these creative issues when DC Studios was supposed to be basically different from the DCU with everything that we heard with the studio meddling and all that stuff, like that was one of the big things with the DCU. Zack Snyder having studio meddling up until the point where his daughter passed away and he had to step away because he just could not fight these people anymore. And so he had to step away for that reason. James Gunn was supposed to be different, I thought.
Well, that just wasn't the case, man. That just wasn't the case.
It just was not the case. Now it's saying that it's their payback time. Recall that DeLuca and Abdi already had plans to salvage DC before Gunn torched it. Black Adam vs. Superman, Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3, and Man of Steel 2, developed by Christopher McQuarrie and Henry Cavill, would have returned, and also featured Green Lantern. The original cuts of The Flash and Aquaman 2 featured Ben Affleck and pointed to the future with Batgirl following The Flash and leading into a Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton. And initial talks with Zack Snyder were about The Dark Knight Returns as the wrap-up to that universe. Gunn scrapped the footage and oversaw the reshoots. Recalled also what I told you about the real ending of The Flash under DeLuca, nixed by Gunn and Safran because they had David Zaslav's ear. Once this deal closes, Zaslav won't be running anything. What comes next, per an outside source with connections with WBD, expect Gunn and Safran to step down to focus on Man of Tomorrow, the face-saving version, and find jobs elsewhere soon after Paramount takes over. DC Studios as a standalone entity shuts down. No more unified universe. DeLuca and Abdi oversee theatrical. HBO's Classy Boys oversee streaming, animation, and games get parceled out. I'm further told DeLuca and Abdi will organize the studio with in-house and outside production and post-production teams built to maximize the use of AI tentpoles. DC goes project by project, individual characters, possible team-up events with universe building allowed to happen organically because DC simply doesn't have the pipeline or the producer infrastructure to support a Marvel-style universe of films. Gunn never had the support producers Kevin Feige has leaned on, like Luis D. Esposito and Victoria Alonso, veteran line producers with TV and effects experience. Back in the day, Bryan Singer had Ralph Winters on the X-Men films. The lack of infrastructure is exactly why Sony spinoffs failed. Notably, the new approach still leaves room for The Dark Knight Returns for Zack Snyder and the Justice League movie done the way WB did Watchmen, a standalone film with a fully formed universe. I'm told Disney is eyeing a similar plan for Star Wars. But that's a different story for a different day. So what do we think so far of now, right? Apparently Pam DeLuca and Abdi are looking back at their old plans now that they're basically picking up where they left off with their old plans. They're like, oh, the DCU was a little bit of a detour. Let's call up Christopher McQuarrie. Let's do a couple of plans. What they're looking like is that they want to do some spin-offs here and there to basically let the DC brand heal. Do maybe a standalone Dark Knight Returns with Zack Snyder, kind of like with the Watchmen's. Maybe do a standalone Justice League movie where they just basically do it like an episode of a Justice League show, cartoon, or whatever. Do a couple spin-offs that possibly lead to an event film, maybe, but nothing full on like Marvel or anything like that. Just basically do little things here and there to let the DC brand heal.
That's what they should have been doing. I mean, they were kind of doing that at the end of the DCEU. Interesting to imagine that once James Gunn and them are out, they're basically like, oh, you know what? We're gonna have to live without a universe for a while.
I mean, this is the second stab, so either they have to do. That's my thing. Like, this is the second stab at it, right? In like 20 years, right? So it's like either they risk the dice and do a third DC kind of universe, interconnected universe sometime soon, and hopefully it does really good. If not, you lose the trust of the public forever. Like, I don't think you'll get any DC fans back if you, especially in the movie side, if you were to flop a third universe hard on its second movie again, or you just take a step back. You let it heal. You give us a little DC project there, a little DC project there. Doesn't have to be anything interconnected. It just has to be cool. And then eventually, you'll start putting down these little hints, right? Like, oh, this is a solo movie, but it could lead to something bigger, right? You do another little hint. Oh, this is a solo movie. It could lead to something bigger. And then eventually you do a surprise thing. Oh, not all those movies, but a couple of these movies basically built up for a new universe, and boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like let the brand heal for a little bit, and then you start pulling the pieces together as it heals.
Yeah, and I know like we'll never get to that mysterious side of things again because I'm pretty sure at the start the MCU had like no idea interconnectedness was gonna happen until you saw like RDJ at the end of Incredible Hulk, right? And so I don't know. I will never get that kind of like subtlety back, but it would be nice, and it could work for DC if they just knew how to keep shit from leaking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't announce a slate because that's what people expect. Just be like, okay, here's a Batman film, and then you do something very far away from Batman, and say you do shit. Say at that point you decide, you know what, I'm gonna make my second film a Green Lantern film so I can establish the cosmos or whatever. And then somewhere along the way, you see Batman at the end or something like that. Something that hits at with the events of the first film, which were involve Batman, whatever. Subtlety versus being like, here's a slate, and then not sticking to that fucking slate.
Right. Like you gotta earn the trust before you be like, oh, here's a slate that we're gonna promise you and possibly deliver. Maybe. It's a promise, but it's a loose promise, right? It's a loose promise. So, with that basically being said, they go on to say Man of Tomorrow is winging it. With the initial cuts of Supergirl tested as a disaster, and yes, Warner screened a Gunn Safran cut against a Craig just the pie cut. All right, sorry, I butchered his last name. Exactly as I reported, and as the Hollywood Reporter reported, first confirmed, Gunn knew his time was short. I have been told Gunn knew Supergirl was going to be a complete disaster, that he knew how bad the script was, and that's a reason why he pivoted away from the greater DCU, shelving the Authority and went all in on the Super Family, the one corner of the DCU he could control. Josh, do you have anything to say about that before I continue
So,
on?
so he ditches his fucking thing,
Because he's
and what? Yeah, because of everything going sideways, and then
uh-huh.
he's just like, you know what? I can just control my Superman stuff. That'll be it. That'll be my way in. And it's like, no one wants to just see Superman, bro. Come on,
We're
especially
hoping to
your
see a
Superman.
lot. We're hoping to see a lot more. The fact that he panicked so hard after seeing that though, it's because he knew he made a misstep, right? That has to be the first thing, right? The Authority was supposed to be the next on the list, which that was a misstep in and itself. But then he took another misstep by saying that this script is so good, we're gonna push it up, right? Supergirl shouldn't have been the second movie if the script wasn't good. But then again, if that one was almost done, whereas the other movies that were apparently in the beginning of the lineup weren't even close to being done, that has to be there's had to be so many. When you're driving your car and like the check engine light's on, and then this light's on, and this light's on, and this light's on, and you're just like ignoring everything. You just turn the music on. That's what James Gunn was basically doing. He was like, there's clanking in the back. I'm just gonna, because I'm a punk rocker.
We
Yes, I am.
we're
You
gonna
know what
have
I'm
to
saying?
just
Like
keep pushing through.
all the way to 7-Eleven. That is what he basically did. So the turnaround on Man of Tomorrow was so fast that there was no time to put a proper production and art department together, which is why I'm told the costume still look scrappy. The script, I'm told, is Frankenstein together from previous ideas. Bryan Singer's abandoned Superman Returns sequel with Brainiac, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, two Brainiac concepts, and elements of the Krypton TV series that David Goyer conceived as a Man of Steel spinoff, a show that ironically featured Lobo in 2 episodes. What the fuck? And I remember the Lobo episodes. I actually watched them on YouTube the other day. You're telling me this man? Wait. If this is true, okay, because this got to be taken with a grain of salt. But if this is true, the man that said that he's not putting anything into production until it's fully formed and realized, until this movie is good to go, it's so concrete, it's so good that we got to put this out because it's that fucking good, okay? Is putting a Frankenstein together of previous ideas from Bryan Singer's Superman Returns sequel with Brainiac. So they were about to do this multiple times. And we got to think about this, okay? Because some people said that Zack Snyder's Man of Steel 2 has ideas from Superman Returns sequel anyways. So he's kind of getting from both here. Maybe elements that picked up Superman Returns to make it better for Zack Snyder's sequel, and then also getting some ideas from the Krypton TV show that were probably not used or scrapped or whatever. So you're Frankensteining a script together after you said this wasn't going to happen?
It's so bad. It's just so bad. It's only getting worse. I didn't know that David Goyer made that Krypton show as a side piece to Man of Steel.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an original. It was supposed to be part of it, but you know what happened to that universe. And then it eventually became its own thing.
Right. And like I never would have put that together. But I mean shit, dude. Interesting how we're like I know Brandon Roos Superman was never a big part of like the DC any part of DC universe plan or whatever, but crazy how that almost got a sequel with Brainiac, and then Zack Snyder almost had a sequel with Brainiac, and now we're getting a sequel with Brainiac, and he's ripping off two people at the same time. He's
Three.
not a real filmmaker, bro.
Ripping off 3 people.
Three people. Sorry, Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Krypton. Yeah, but I mean, they're not a movie.
I guess not, but you know, taking ideas is taking ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of like you. It's like a comedian taking jokes from a lesser known comedian. It's still bullying, even if nobody knows about it.
Right. So dumb, bro.
I mean, does this not give you a little bit of whiplash from the early days of the DCU when, you know, at one point the artist's vision was supposed to come first, the script was supposed to be complete. You know, we're not doing it like Marvel. We're gonna take our time.
Right. And it just doesn't happen.
Just doesn't happen.
It's
Gunn is
just
shooting.
at the time I couldn't understand it, man. But now I can understand it, and it feels like it's happening a lot worse to James Gunn because Zack Snyder only had his plans, and he was gonna dip. He was gonna be like, "All right, I gave you all universe. I'm out." But no, they cut him at the legs, and he had a family member die. This is all happening to James Gunn because he can't write or direct or film for shit. This is the two different
And he wrote
things.
checks he couldn't cash. That's another thing.
Exactly.
You say we're getting an authority move, and then you're like, oh, we're gonna get so many actors on board and directors and everything. And nope, actually, James Gunn's shooting this. Nope, actually, James Gunn is also shooting this one. Oh, James Gunn, we have a director for Batman: The Brave and the Bold, right? We might not. I might shoot that one too. You know, like, it's insane. Either you're the executive and you could sit back and make executive decisions and figure out what's going to come next and what should be happening and where things should be allocated and make sure that, you know, pieces of dog shit did not hit our movie theater screens that are such monumental flops. It's worse than the Morbius. Or you get behind the director's chair and let Peter Safran run all that shit, right? And let him deal with all that. And let's just be honest, Peter Safran doesn't have a fucking good track record either. He's put out Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, okay? He put out all the flops, the stinkers that are in the back end of the DCU. He does not have a good track record either. This seems like it was destined to fail. Gunn is shooting a Marvel-styled general outline, pre-vis action sequences built around a list of money shots, forced comedy, and manipulative emotional beats. A structure that lets him keep bolting on DC characters as a reaction to the Supergirl backlash. What was originally a Superman sequel is now a mini Justice League quote-unquote gang movie. Don't be surprised if he pulls the same move he did at Marvel with Ego, using what he wants and daring the studio to object. Now that he's running the studio and he's fortunate to have AI now, so he won't face the last minute VFX fires Marvel became notorious for. Even the Jimmy Olsen series, I'm told, was conceived as a facade. Cheap proof that Gunn is building the universe. It's a mockumentary style investigative crime series. One person described to me as a superhero Spinal Tap. And don't expect the Mr. Miracle animated project based on Tom King's run, not Kirby's, to lead the live action Dark Side. Sources describe Gunn with a reputation as the class clown who does his homework at the last minute and charms and BS's his way to what he wants. My sources note that there were limitations put on him, sure, but he never had a real plan and wasn't smart enough to game the system. He's burned a lot of bridges with creatives, and word has gotten out. Not as toxic as Jeff Johns and Dan Dio. I'm told, but close.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we kind of figured, man. I think we're at that point where it's just like, this all sounds like James Gunn. We're not getting bangers. He lied about his slate. Like, how much more? How much more is there?
How much more is there? What?
Like, how much more are we gonna keep putting up with this James Gunn stuff until like he's out?
Well,
Because I don't want to hear contract renewals.
No, there won't be no contract renewals. But the thing about James Gunn is, like I said, he is fighting to the last minute. And, you know, there's a plane crash, right? And then there's a plane crash that's prolonged in the air because the pilot just cannot understand that, hey, you kind of set us up for this crash. And you're yanking at the driver's wheel. You're hoping that it stays up in the air. But we already know it's crashing. Everybody knows it's crashing. Safran is sitting across from you on the other pilot chair, and he's looking at you, and he's like, "We're fucking crashing. Everything is crashing." James Gunn is just trying to save face and do what he can to stop the ship from crashing. And I do think that is what's prolonging it and obviously making this more of a louder thing, because James Gunn has to run around and make this work instead of letting the money talk and letting the action speak for itself. He has to do exactly what they said at the bottom of this: BS his way out, try to charm his way out to make it seem as something's happening. You announcing immediately after Supergirl that there's going to be these big old spin-offs and blah, 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 the mockumentary style of Jimmy Olsen or whatever and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't bring people in. That shows how desperate you are to keep your job alive. Like I said, even if this does go into production, I don't even believe that half this stuff is going to go into production, but let's just say it does, because Paramount cannot seem to close the deal quick enough. Okay? You're just prolonging the inevitable regardless. You're still losing that job. You just kept yourself employed for a little bit longer, right? That's like being at a bakery and being like, well, I got to finish this cake before I quit. And it takes you 3 days to make that cake. Bruh. That cake needed to be done 2 days ago, probably. Okay, like, what are we doing here? Like, there's no way. The fact that he's gonna try to use AI for Man of Tomorrow to kind of finish up the last minute VFX because he knows he has to put this together. The fact that everybody who signed on to this are basically signed on to another death trap because Supergirl basically flopped, and James Gunn has to scramble to get this movie off the ground. It's Frankenstein. You know, what we thought of David Cornsweet is going to be fucking thrown in the trash. The beginning. That's what I'm saying. It seems like he just, at this point, he's trying to rush to the finish line, that he's going to shoot himself in the leg for all the things that people were praising him for in the beginning. I don't know. It seems kind of scorched earth. It seems like the little things have been chipping away little by little. And now he's just going to be like, okay, well, fuck it. They chipped away enough. I'm just going to break free now.
Yeah, if there's no universe with me at the head of it, we just gonna have to set DC back, which is kind of fucked on his part. So hopefully he enters director's jail. I hopefully we never see another James Gunn product after Man of Tomorrow.
Hey, we got to be honest here. It was kind of fucked when he stepped on the toe of the original DCU before it was actually finished. Putting out an announcement before it was over, basically crashing that ship before it, you know, you could have been like, James Gunn probably walked in there. He was like, "Yo, it's a dead universe, anyways. It's just limping. It's it's a limp. It's over." I don't know if you've seen this. I seen this. It was a TikTok. I don't even know how I made it on TikTok, but it was like a cat, and it looked like it got ran over, but not from the front, and it's still like walking around and dragging its dead legs in the back of it. And I was just like, it's got to be the DCU. Like this,
Right,
like the
right, right, right.
DCU is like just being dragged along. James Gunn is doing his best, but at the end of the day, people are already looking to see where it's gonna go next. I don't think people are excited for what's to come in Man of Tomorrow, especially with all this news that it's just overstuffed. So many people are in it. Um, I don't know. And people are trying to pull out that same shit with Superman, where they're like, "You guys never heard of background characters? You guys never heard of secondary characters? Bitch, did we not see what happened with the Justice Gang? That's what we thought was gonna happen. They're gonna swoop in and help once in a while. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you think about that kind of argument?
People are dumb. People, yes, first main characters and secondary characters are people that all get some kind of story. They were just a cameo. They were a prolonged series of cameos. There was no nuance to them. They weren't there to really do anything. They just showed up to save Superman's ass from making a hard decision. Which, I mean, way to take your character out of having some stakes, man. But fuck, that's about it. That's the only reason they were there.
Yeah, that's
What,
exactly.
Blue Beetle's gonna be there to save Superman's ass? We're saving Superman's ass. That's what it sounds like.
I feel like he's gonna be used as a Mexican joke.
AI, terrible Mexican jokes. This is already sounding like a recipe for disaster. If it sounds even remotely like he uses AI, bro, it's a wrap. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching it in theaters. I'm gonna have to cam rip it off something because I'm not buying my ticket. They're not
I'm
getting my ticket.
I'm putting myself in James Gunn's head real quick before we move it on. Hold on. Let me see. It's disgusting in there, but I'm gonna try. If I put Blue Beetle in there, what kind of joke will I make in this movie? Brainiac
You
Brainiac has him pinned choked against the wall, right? Brainiac has him like this. Zolo is fighting and he goes, "Wait, let's talk about it."
no, no.
That sounds
I
like
was
something James Gunn
expecting.
would write. That's
I'd
just me.
expect. Nah, man. I'd expect Guy Gardner to make like a burrito joke or something like that.
He's gonna be like, "I'll go get the burritos." I know some of y'all gonna like this.
Yeah,
Something.
he's like, I'm gonna go get something to eat. You want anything? Burrito, taco, something like that, like Mexican stereotype his ass or
Mm.
whatever.
And you know what?
And
Some
then
people
that'll
could be
be it.
like, "Well, they did that in Blue Beetle." Yeah, but that was a Mexican director doing it with the Mex. You could tell that it was very much handled with care and love. I don't think James Gunn's gonna have that kind of sensitivity.
Of course not.
Let us know what you guys think, though. DCU is in shambles. Things are happening. It's intense. It's intense. Let us know what you're excited for Man of Tomorrow. Do you believe any of these rumors? Will James Gunn be fired by the end of 2026, early 2027? I want to know you guys' thoughts. I'm
Wait,
actually curious on what people think about this.
wait, God, before we get to the next one, give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna get a water bottle.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Josh, now we're over on the Marvel side of things. Okay. Exciting stuff. All right. We have the concept art for Avengers Doomsday. We already got some leak concept art last year. We talked about that one. That was all leak stuff. Don't know if it's real. We actually got official concept art from Marvel Studios. So every single time we get a new movie, we remember like Thunderbolts and all that stuff. If it's a big tease, they usually give us these little concept arts. I remember every single Avengers movie got a concept art. We have this one from the first Avengers back in 2012, right? Thor, Black Widow's all there. Then we got Age
Right.
of Ultron. I remember this one. This one was super fun. Teased that it was going to be Ultron as the villain. We were actually super excited. That first trailer that dropped for Age of Ultron, oh my god. Till this day, I still remember like watching it in class. That shit gave me chills because I was still like in high school when that one came out. And then obviously we got Infinity War, which became this epic talking like point for a lot of people because Spider-Man was going to be in it by this point. Civil War had already passed. And then we got Endgame. We were all wondering what happened to the heroes because of the end of Infinity War. If you remember, some dust shit happened. And we got this kind of look at the new suits. We got a glimpse at Smart Hulk because Infinity War we basically got robbed of Hulk, and we got our speculatory minds going, right? We even got a little bit of a Smart Hulk scene with the what's his face, right? It was that whole deleted scene that came back into the
Yeah,
cinemas
that
and whatnot.
stupid little thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But now we got the official Doomsday concept art, and I got it way bigger for you right here, Josh. So you could take a better look for yourself. Not as grand, not as monumental as the past stuff, in my opinion. I remember that first Avengers one, even though it was a small roster, it wasn't like Age of Ultron, it wasn't like Infinity Wars or Endgames. We were excited for those characters and all that stuff. This one right here, I don't know, man. I didn't have that same hype feeling that I did with Infinity War or Endgame or any of the previous Avengers concept art. This stuff has been kind of dwindling for me a little bit here. But you took a look at this before we start getting into who's in here, all this extra stuff. What was your first reaction? What'd you think looking at this concept art? Doomsday.
I mean, I kind of was expecting. I know it's just concept art, so I can't be too harsh. But, it's not what I had in mind. It's not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting all of these people. But I mean, you get Fantastic Four, you get the X-Men, you get the Wakandans, you get like a good handful of people. People you expect to show up, but we haven't seen since forever. So it's kind of like, what the fuck is this ragtag team of people? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you need a team, you need Avengers, you need people there. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and there is that whole sense of who are all these people, right? If you haven't really been keeping up with the MCU, it's like, who are these people, right? But let's go ahead and let's start talking about everybody in here. So we'll start with the main dude in the middle, which is obviously Doom himself. He's being played by RDJ. We don't know his face, we don't know his voice. We got a little bit of a teaser at the end of Fantastic Four First Steps, but this is basically the big reveal that Doom is going to be the big, I mean, if you don't get it by the title, but like this is the big
right.
reveal that Doom is going to be the villain of Doomsday. Does it do
Yeah,
something for you?
basically.
At least Doom.
I like Doom. I can't wait to see RDJ's Doom. I think a lot of people have a problem with him for some reason, but I can't wait for this.
Okay. And then we could probably just start naming them off kind of quick fire here. So we got Loki right underneath Doom. Right, it looks like right at the heart of everything. What do we think about that? What do we think about Loki being right here underneath Doom?
If he's causing the incursions or if he's the reason things are dying out, it would make sense. His power can't be that infinite, right? So
Mm.
that sounds pretty interesting.
Okay. And we're also color coded here. If you notice, we got green on the left. We got what looks to be purple on the bottom side where the X-Men are. And then we got like a light blue over here on where the Fantastic Four and whatnot is. But we do have Chris Hemsworth starting from left to right. Chris Hemsworth with what looks to be Odin's lightning, not his own lightning, but Odin himself. We did hear that he's going to be calling for Odin and his strength and his army for what's to come in Doomsday. So I mean, we're probably gonna be getting a little bit of that there. We got Steve Rogers, not Captain America, I don't think, but Chris Evans. This is kind of like a big reveal in itself too. That should have been making a lot of noise, right? We did kind of get that teaser trailer with him picking up the Captain America suit again, but it doesn't seem like he's wearing it here. And he's also carrying what looks to be Jane's hammer that she was using back in Love and Thunder.
Yeah. Smash version of Mjolnir. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you think that he's not wearing the suit?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, he's not Captain America. He's just Steve Rogers. It's a little weird. It's a little off-putting, but I guess they don't want to have Captain America and two Captain Americas on board because that'd be weird. But I mean, we know one is Cap and the other one is Sam, so I don't know, man.
We can't have different variations of Captain Americas in the multiverse or something. Like, is that just not
Not,
a?
I guess not now. I don't know. He's gonna be from a different timeline,
It
so
feels
he's
like
not.
Marvel's
He's
making it like a bigger issue. Like, I don't know.
right, right. By painting him this way, yeah, basically.
Yeah. We got Paul Rudd's Ant-Man over here, just standing there, tough and tall, right? He beat up a Kang. He beat up a gang variant with like ants and whatnot. We got the Avengers, the new Avengers. Florence Pugh right here in front and center. Obviously, we know that she's gonna be the main one, I assume, when it comes down to these Avengers things. As Yelena, we have David Arbor back here, the Red Guardian, correct? Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. We got the new, what's his name? Not Captain America. What's
Sam? Oh no, not Sam. Sorry, John Walker,
John Walker.
U.S. agent.
We got Ghost, not Taskmaster. We remember what happened to her. And Bob. We got Bob all the way in the background here.
The
Bob.
Century.
Bob's far away. Bob's far away. And that's everybody on the left-hand side with the green. It looks like, Doom's kind of having a little bit of influence on these guys on this side. But down here in the purple side, we do have what looks to be our ragtag team of X-Men, possibly the last X-Men. I don't know. This seems like an odd roster for like an X-Men roster, you know what I mean? But we do have Cyclops front and center, wearing his comic accurate suit. Fucking, it looks dope. It looks really good. We do have Nightcrawler, an older version of what we saw in X2. Mystique is standing there as well. We have Channing Tatum's Gambit. We have Beast. I don't believe it's gonna be Lex Luthor's Beast. What's his name? Nicholas Holtz.
No, it's gonna be the other one,
Kelsey.
the original.
Yeah. And then we got Ian McKellen's Magneto, and then we got Patrick Stewart's Professor X. There's a lot of names to go down on this list, but I mean, this is our X-Men, Josh. What do we think about, our X-Men in our Doomsday movie?
I still kind of a weird team. I mean, I'm hoping we get Wolverine and Deadpool in there, but other than that, I mean, this is still it's still a weird ass team.
That got to be like a surprise, right?
I'm hoping.
So, I mean, I'm assuming what we're getting on this concept art, these are going to be like our main characters. If we do get those, we'll probably get them on the side, but this has to be like who we're going to basically be following throughout the film, right? So does that mean we're going to be going on 3 different side quests?
I'm pretty sure.
So we have on this right-hand side, last but not least, we have the Fantastic Four. Pedro Pascal's Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm. We have forgot his name, but the dude from the Kitchen movie, right? Or the show, the bear, whatever. As the
Kitchen,
Thing.
what the hell?
What's his name? You know his name. You should know his name.
Yes, it's fucking it's oh my God, I just see it too. Ebon Moss,
Backrack. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And then Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch. So we got the Fantastic Four here. Right above them, we have Sam Wilson, right? The Captain America, and then we have his sidekick, the other guy. I forgot his name, but he was in Brave New World. Sorry, Hawkeye up there. Joaquin Phoenix's Hawkman or Birdman, whatever his name is.
Joaquin Phoenix. Is that his name? I can't remember.
No, it's not.
I can't remember. He. All I know is that he gets blown out the sky. It's good to see he's out and walking.
He's doing what he got to do. We do have two Wakandans down here. We have the Black Panther herself, Shuri. Uh, what's his name?
Umbaku.
Umbaku,
Mbaku.
Umbaku, and then we got Shang-Chi himself right here in the corner, like kind of sticking out like a sore thumb, in my opinion,
Shang-Chi. Yeah.
just a little bit. Um, Again, I don't know if we're gonna be following these three teams throughout the movie. Seems a little odd though, right?
Right. Right. Like I said, this is a team of ragtag motherfuckers. We still don't know who Sam is leading.
Who's Sam? What?
Is he only leading fucking Shuri and Baku and Shang-Chi? Are those the only motherfuckers on his team?
And his homie.
Oh yeah, his homie. Yeah, that fucking guy.
I don't know his name. I'm sorry. What's his name? Tell me.
Like Thor showing up out of retirement basically with his daughter. Steve is coming back out of retirement. We got the new Avengers, which we've seen in action already, but most of them are just human. We got the X-Men, who probably will be having to defend their home. And we got the Fantastic Four, who had to travel from their own universe to get here. And we have almost five people unaccounted for. Two of them we know work together as Captain America. Shuri, Black Panther. Okay, that makes sense. And Baku, I don't know why he's here. We don't have a picture of Namor. We don't have Namor here.
Yeah, where's Namor?
Shang-Chi, again. What the fuck is he doing here?
He's just
Like
like
the
right there in
like
the cut. I don't know.
yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know what they could be thinking with this. I have no idea.
I really don't like how they did Shang-Chi. I don't like how they stuck him in. I don't like how they stuck Paul Rudd in. He kind of seems kind of tacked on there too. Um, Channing Tatum just seems so like out of place compared to all those other X-Men because they're all from like X-Men, X2, even X3, right? Like they're in X3. And then there's Channing Tatum right there with like just holding a card and you're just supposed to like take him serious that he's a part of them. Like
He was there the whole time, man. You just couldn't see him in the cut. That's the problem.
I would have heard that annoying ass voice act there, man. There's no fucking way, bro. There's no way.
They said it's not gonna be as exaggerated, all right? You gotta cut him some slack. That's not fair. That was Ryan's call.
That's just crazy. So we might get his actual like gambit, like what he was hoping for.
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nightcrawler looks so old too.
The gray
How does
hair.
how,
That
how does
everybody looks
Nightcrawler look
old.
young? How does Nightcrawler look older than Mystique is the question.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be the kid, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's her kid. So like, how the fuck does that happen?
That's interesting.
Scott looks great. I like that's the thing. This whole X-Men roster doesn't look. It just looks half baked. Where's the rest of them?
Right. Okay, that's the best way to put it. Is like it's half baked. And even then, like he's the only one wearing like an X-Men costume. I'm assuming, right?
Magneto's wearing his costume. Gambit is
Mystique
wearing.
has hers.
Nightcrawler could be wearing his. Gambit's not wearing a color-coded design. James Marsden is the only one that looks young enough to be here. Everyone else looks old as hell. It's such a half-baked roster. They really got like, let's bring out the best hits, and they came up with this.
Oh my god. Oh wait, so does that mean we're not getting a Hulk in this movie too? We're not getting like a Bruce Banner. We're not getting where's Jeremy? Like, let's be honest here. Jeremy Renner was in every single concept part here. He is in every single one and now he's just not gonna be in a movie now because he got snowplowed is fucked. Okay, that's
Well,
fucked
no,
up.
he's retired. He should be retired. We should be getting like Kate Bishop in them here.
What do you mean? When did he say he was retired?
Didn't they retire his Hawkeye in his show?
No, he was supposed to be like the mentor to pass on the torch, and we never got the
Exactly.
mentoring.
The torch has been passed. That's the point.
That's fucked up. It's because he got snowplowed, huh? I knew it.
No, it's because his characters come to an end, right? That's the point. We're missing a lot of key players. We saw a lot of bullshit in phase 4 and 5,
I was yeah. Where's She
and a
Hulk?
lot of them are not here. Yeah, where's She-Hulk? Where's Miss Marvel? Where
Oh,
are the Marvels?
are we just not gonna talk about Hulk bringing a son to the barbecue? Like, is that just never gonna like? He's gonna be in Brand New Day. Are we not gonna talk about his son just being brought to a barbecue?
That'd be fucking weird, wouldn't it? He's like, "Oh man, I I brought you down here, go live a normal life. Me, I'm turning back into Bruce Banner. I'm not that guy no more."
Like he became a deadbeat Hulk daddy. What the fuck? We don't know about that.
He's like, "You're not my kid. I'm Bruce Banner. You're Hulk's kid. He's not here right now." Like, what do you mean?
That's one way to get out of fucking child support. I'm not the Hulk. I'm Bruce Banner.
I'm scientist Bruce Banner. Your Hulk lives in me, but he's not here right now.
Yeah. He's actually
He's
off to
like,
get milk in my mind right now. He's gone.
he's like, "What's up with that funny looking watch?"
That's insane. We're just not gonna talk about that guy. Where I mean, if we get little glimpses like down at street level of like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, okay, I could live with that. They don't have to be on this poster, but we can't just keep ignoring these guys if we're gonna be putting them within the MCU. Like they have to be. Like Doomsday has to be for everybody, right? Like it's not gonna be like Daredevil. What? We could skip you, man. That's all right.
That's fucking crazy, bro. I don't know, man. I don't
Like
have any
what is John
clue.
Berthal gonna do against Doom? You know what I mean? Like just shoot his guns. Like there's no point. Like there's
He's
just
gonna light his ass up.
just
He's gonna
leave
light
him
his
out
ass
of
up.
this, right? Like that's what they think. Just leave him out. I don't
Nah,
know.
man. Knowing Daredevil, he'd be the first in line to whoop some ass. I don't know.
Well, I understand that, but I feel like Doom would just like dust his ass too.
Yeah, but I would like to see that. That's the point.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, I mean, wouldn't that be a cool way? Like he kind of just comes like street level first, and then you see like Daredevil try to take him on, and he gets fucking vaporized and all that stuff or whatever. Like that'd be cool, but they wouldn't go down that route. And then on top of that, like, look, we already had issues with fucking Sam Wilson in his own movie. All right, going up against Red Hulk and him actually being able to survive that is insane. Okay, that has to be insane. So what is he gonna do? Like, what is he gonna do really?
He's gonna come out unscathed. He's gonna be like, "Damn, wasn't that fucking crazy, guys?" And he's the most human person on the roster, coming out just okay.
He's gonna let us. He's gonna let us all know in the audience that us too can go up against this kind of villain if necessary.
Is that the message?
Yeah,
Like, hey, if there's otherworldly threats, you could do this too. And it's
yeah.
like, I am not going anywhere near that motherfucker. He just evaporated my homie.
We were both running at him, and he just blink and he's gone. You're like, what the fuck? Flakes
You
hit the
couldn't
floor.
dodge him. He left his shoes on the pavement right here. I couldn't do it.
It's gonna be like what is it? It's like War of the Worlds, but they did a parody in like a scary movie or whatever, where he's like running through and they're like poofing. Like he just runs through the dust and he's like, I'm like, oh yeah, that'd probably be me too. I'd be like, oh my
The
homie's
strongest
in my mouth. I
ones.
gotta go. I gotta go.
Okay. If we're really just the strongest ones here that pose any threat to Doom,
It's Pedro
gotta
Pascal.
be the gotta be the Void, gotta be Thor, Captain America with Mjolnir, and Magneto, right? Magneto and Charles got to be the only ones here that could really put up the fight. But I don't think we're going to see them fighting Doom all at once.
Are we
I
gonna
think
see a
Doom's gonna.
scene? Are we gonna see a scene where like Magneto tries to fucking manipulate his metal and it doesn't work, and then fucking Doom is just gonna fucking crunch his shit?
He's like, nice try. Like, it's fucked up.
You just that's elderly abuse. We can't do that. We can't see him just he's gonna make Charles walk again just to fucking throw his ass out the window. It's crazy. Oh my god. I just Oh, didn't they do that already? They did that in the Phoenix where they made James McAvoy like walk. Right? It's kind of creepy. It was a little creepy seeing him do that. I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
I
I
don't
don't know
think
what they're
this is
cooking
a
here.
this is a like a very we keep just like taking jabs at this thing, but let's say it's not a very good representation of what we, of what we're going to get. It seems more like how did we even get to this point, right? Especially where when you look back, all these have literally a clear vision. Like Thanos is the main theme here. We got fucking Ultron right here as well. Like we have a main theme. In this one, I mean, this is basically just letting you know like the team up was gonna happen. This let you know that there was gonna be a team, and obviously we knew who the threat was. They didn't want to give everything away. We understand, whatever. But here, I mean, we can understand that the threat is Doom. I could get that, but like, who are the rest of these people? Why are we even invested in this movie? Like, there's nothing saying, like, it's just weird. And then half of these people feel tacked on. We just got to kind of take this one the way it's being given and just say, hey, I'll rock with it for now, but we need to see a trailer. I need to see a trailer. There needs to be a clear vision for this. And you said Deadpool and stuff. I can get behind maybe Deadpool being in here and maybe not making the poster because he just, it would just be too distracting for like for him to be put into like a concept part like this. But I will say we need more X-Men than what we got down here. I think that's my big, like, I could live with this side. Even this tacked on Shang-Chi. I think we needed more X-Men down here, like different ones.
Yeah, dude, where's like Kitty Pryde? Where's Storm? Where the fuck? Like, where's everybody at? What happened
Kitty
to
Pryde
them? Did they
transformed.
fucking die? Okay, we can get a new Kitty Pryde. We don't have to get. We don't have to get the other one.
That's Kitten Pride.
No, man, we're not. We're not doing that.
That's Doggy Pride.
We can get someone else to play Kitty Pryde, but like, where are they at? Where the fuck is like Storm? I mean, if they really wanted to capitalize off the '90s and just where's Jubilee at? You know what I mean? Where's Quicksilver? Where the fuck? Like, we got a fat ass roster. Where the fuck are they at?
What if Aaron Taylor Johnson comes back as Quicksilver?
I would fucking love that. They'd have my money immediately.
Would you want him or Evan Peters?
Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't want Peter. I want Pietro.
But let us know what you guys think, though. The concept art is out there right now. I gotta say, though, not as hyped, not as, it just sucks. It's not that the concept art sucks. It just sucks that we're not as like hyped as these like past concept art. Yeah, I remember even like the whole Kang stuff too. Like that was kind of like hype too. But now it's just like, what's happening here? You know what I mean? It just feels like that. But moving on though, Josh, we have a couple X-Men rumors going around as well. Kaylee Speeney possibly in the running for Rogue. If we remember her, she was in Alien Romulus. She was in Alien Romulus, the star of Alien Romulus. And then Indy Navret, the lead chick in Obsession. She is also being eyed as a potential rogue candidate. Um, we have a couple other names for Professor Xavier, but we'll start here as for right now. Josh, what do we think about the two names being thrown out there? Kaylee Speeney and the new up and coming, what's her name again? Indy
Navarre.
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 Indy Navarre.
I mean, I don't have a problem with either of these choices, but if people are still speculating Jean Grey, does that not mean that Jean Grey isn't going to be in Spider-Man? Or is it like, oh, she is in Spider-Man, we got her Jean, here are other people?
Yeah, I think that's what is from rumors that I've been seeing around. It says that they want to start casting for their new X-Men, that Jean is going to be Sadie Sink basically, and that they're basically building the roster off her, right? Apparently there's a rumor saying that they're giving Ryan Coogler a little bit more leeway for Storm's casting because she may be making her debut in Black Panther 3. So we're going to be
That sounds
getting
pretty cool.
X-Men
Okay.
basically sprinkled out there around the place. So I mean they're letting different directors put them together, but they're all basing it off of will they match with Jean Grey, Sadie Sink.
Oh, they're building it like around her, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
how they did, like they built around Sue.
I know when what happened when they were like, "Oh, I'm the first X-Men in Marvel or whatever, blah blah blah." Like everybody was trying to be like the first X-Men in like the MCU and blah 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 blah. I think technically she would be the first X-Men in the MCU, right?
Sadie Sink, yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be her.
She'd be the first X-Men because we already had our first mutant, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I don't mind these actresses. I like both of them, so it's fine.
But who would you prefer?
If Sadie Sink doesn't turn out to be Jean Grey,
I think she is.
yeah. But if she isn't,
I think she is. I think she is. I think it's been made pretty clear, and I think a lot of the rumors out there have been kind of putting it all together. But if you had to pick Kaylee Speeney or Indy, I could be a little biased. I think I might pick her. I'm gonna watch
yeah.
Obsession, but I don't know her acting chops. So
You didn't watch Alien Earth?
I did. I watched. Oh no, I didn't watch Alien Earth. No, but I did watch Romulus.
Oh, that's right. She wasn't in Alien Earth. It was Romulus. I don't know. I liked Romulus. I think I could see her being a little bit better. But Indy does have really good chops. I'm not denying her acting credit either.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that maybe Indy's just a little too new, and maybe her name is being thrown out there just because of the whole obsession craze, and maybe Spaney would probably be a little bit more of a safe choice?
Right. Yeah, maybe people are just like kind of biased right now and they're like, "Oh, what if she is rogue or whatever?" But I mean, she does great and I can't deny her success if Obsession really boosts her up. I mean, if it can happen with the director who's been on all types of interviews kind of patting herself on the back, why can't she do it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I like that. See, Josh can be insightful too. I like that. I like that point of view. That's really good. And a good way to kind of leave it off there. But let us know what you guys think. Two actresses in the running for Rogue. Who would you guys pick? Kaylee Speeney or Indy Narvet? She seems like a good pick right now because of recency bias. But is she actually good? Looks wise, I give it to her. Looks wise. I haven't seen her acting chops, but I give it to her looks wise for sure. Moving on, Josh. Bill Skarsgård as potential as Professor X, even though we were hearing that Patrick Wilson might be the leading person to basically take on Professor X. There is rumors that he might be branching off for a different character that might not be Professor X himself, and that Bill Skarsgård could potentially be in the running for Professor X. So who would you rather see in that role? A Patrick Wilson or a Bill Skarsgård?
Bill Skarsgård. I think Bill Skarsgård. I think Patrick Wilson's a little too old. I don't see it.
I think, I don't know. I got to be on the opposite end here. I feel like Patrick Wilson, I don't feel like he'll look good bald, unfortunately. So maybe give him a hat. But like, I think wisdom wise and everything, he'll be able to like really give off what like that kind of like aura that Professor X needs. I think Bill Skarsgård, like the way he looks, he just doesn't fit that, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it on that side.
I don't know, bro. I can see it. I think I can picture him in a wheelchair, just bald and in a wheelchair.
Bald and in a wheelchair.
I'm sure that's what they said about McAvoy when he was starting. He gives me McAvoy like early Charles Days vibes.
No, because when I saw McAvoy, I was like, dude, that guy's gonna kill it. Who I thought wasn't gonna be like amazing was Michael Fassbender, and he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong. I only thought that he wasn't gonna be good because I was like, he looked like more of a. This is more of a personal thing. I felt like he looked more of like an actor who just didn't give a shit. Like he was like, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna kill it regardless. So he was gonna give us like the same thing, and he actually put in a lot of work for Magneto. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's a fucking goat. But I gotta say, Bill Skarsgård is not my top pick. Not my top pick. But I mean, if he is for you, I'm happy for you.
I'm hoping everything shapes up with this movie.
Me too. Especially with like the new actors, because like we said even in our last episode, I think we can kind of agree. Our hearts are kind of on James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender to return and reprise these roles. So if they are not on that same level or better, it's really gonna feel. You're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel that buckle. I'm pretty sure. Well, that's how I kind of felt with Tom Holland when they first announced him. Now that we're getting like Spider-Man 4 and it looks a lot better, I'm hoping that, it's going to be that step up and we're actually going to get to like maybe like a TASM level. For me, TASM's peak. I know for Josh, Sam Raimi's is peak. So, depending on who you ask. But I think, I think we're finally going to get to that level. And I kind of just want the X-Men to kind of stay on a certain level. I don't want them to be MCU-ified, because I feel like that's what Spider-Man kind of went through in the beginning.
Right.
Am I tripping or am I making sense?
I mean, you're making sense. I just think I can't wait for next movie. That's where my head is. I think I'm tired of all these fucking randoms.
But it's good to know
see X-Men.
It's good to know that that X-Men is gonna start getting sprinkled out throughout this whole next phases, right? Like I said, Ryan Coogler getting a stab at Storm, with Black Panther being able to put X-Men in a Spider-Man movie, or not X-Men, but at least a mutant in a Spider-Man movie. Like we're getting all these little like breadcrumbs of mutants and all that stuff, so we're gonna be getting around to that.
Imagine the pool. Like, this is the thing. I think people really expected, right? Like, they want the flow and the movement that Ryan Coogler has at Marvel. Well, Coogler, I would say, like, the Russo brothers and all that stuff. Like, James Gunn and Taika really wanted that kind of flow, but think about it. They didn't have it like that. And I can't help but feel like getting to choose, like, I think getting to pluck and choose mutants for your movies, knowing that no mutants exist, is a way better flex than getting to say like fuck in a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is 10 times better than like what James Gunn was boasting about. You know what I mean?
Right. There's levels to this shit. All right. There's levels to
exactly.
This shit. And let's just be honest here, okay? You're making that comparison and everything, but James Gunn has never had to get almost falsely arrested for pulling out his own money out of a Bank of America. So we know where, the art comes from. We know where everything kind of comes from, like certain artists and everything. They come from struggle. They come from things that they had to go through, blah, 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 blah. And they put it into real life, and it makes it relatable. When you get somebody like James Gunn who doesn't know how to do any of that, except be relatable to, fart jokes and dumb shit, that's what we get. So hopefully we don't get a James Gunn X-Men, all right? Because there is a lot of obscure X-Men characters, and you bringing him up in the middle of an X-Men conversation says Kevin Feige might scoop him up to bring us that ragtag team of random X-Men that just need to find their way home or some shit.
Right.
Moving on, though, let us know what you guys think. Josh, a comeback might be happening a little bit sooner for some people than others. And that's for Rachel Zegler, where we have about 3 people on our shit list. Rachel Zegler's one of them. She is now apparently rising the ranks a little bit more. The director of Jumanji Open World has officially confirmed that Rachel Zegler will be starring in his new Jumanji film. Obviously, this is kind of weird because, first of all, let's just be honest here. Rachel Zegler has been kind of quiet. She's been obviously quiet for the biggest reason. She made Disney flop what was supposed to be a slam dunk Disney like adventure, right? She is so suppressed. The tabloids aren't even reporting that she's in Jumanji. Okay, I had to find this cut somewhere else. But I do want to give flowers where flowers are due, all right? And if she does come out on top of this, and this is like the beginning of her, redemption arc within Hollywood, we need a market. Jumanji Open World, Josh, Rachel Zegler, it will be starring in there. I don't know to what capacity. Maybe she is a new character within that world. Maybe she is one of the children that gets put into that world in one of the human bodies. Maybe we don't see her too much, but what do we think about, at least one of the 3 people that we kind of put in our FilmBros jail because of all the shit that they went through, Amanda Listenberg and Zachary Levi. They are also in that jail, but Rachel Zegler is making her way out. Josh, how do we feel?
I don't know, man. I'd have to see a trailer or something. I have not seen. I only watched the first one with The Rock, which was technically the second one.
Right.
So I didn't watch the third, or is it the third? This is the third. It's so weird because it's OG Jumanji.
This one would be the 4th.
Okay.
It'd be
'Cause I'm
OG
like,
Jumanji.
wait.
There's Jumanji, the first one or the new one with The Rock that came out. Then they
Right.
made a second one, Next Level, and this one would be the 4th one, Open World. So it's
Okay.
4, but it's 3. I don't know. Yeah.
It's 4 technically, but it's 3 because it's supposed to be its own little thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, no, I only saw the first one. If we were like doing it by those rules, I only saw the first one. I didn't see the second one. So I mean,
So she could still be in jail to you, huh? Is what
yeah,
you're
right,
saying.
right. She could totally just come out or no, she won't come out. She'll just like have another movie under her belt that I haven't had seen. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. You did watch West Side Story, though, right?
Yeah. So
And I mean, that's what kind of puts you on. But then you seen what she did after that, and you're just like, ugh.
this isn't
Are
what
you
I
able to-
signed up for.
Are you able to go back to West Side Story?
No,
No. Okay.
it's her fault though. So.
But yeah, this one was gonna be a little stop here. I do think that, like I said, we are gonna mark the beginning of a rise, even if the tabloids won't. If this does happen, and it does, who knows? What if you see her in the trailer and she's the reason why you get into Jumanji? You watch the Next Level, and then you watch Jumanji 3 or 4, whatever it is. You don't think that's gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
You don't think it's gonna...
Like that's the. I haven't watched the other ones. I don't know if I'm missing out. The buzz ain't there.
To be honest, I think it has everything that you kind of hate, though. It has Kevin Hart, it has Dwayne Johnson, and to add Rachel Zegler in there, it'll probably be just another fucking shit on top of a pile of shit. So, right? You have beef
Who
with
knows,
Kevin
man?
Hart
Who
and
knows?
Dwayne Johnson too, right? Like
Right,
you
right,
dislike
right,
both of
right,
them, I
right.
believe.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag over there.
Jack
I
Black.
like Jack Black. I like Jack Black. I
Okay.
mean, he kind of left his homie out to dry, but I like Jack Black.
He shouldn't have been saying that shit. He's like, it's what is it in Pirates 3? It's good business, right? That's what it is.
It sounds like bad business. You fucked over your homie.
Right, right,
I
right.
mean,
What
a
about the
homie
girl?
that you've known for a long time.
What about Karen? What about the girl that plays Nebula? Like, you're not excited to see her in, Karen Gillian? You're not excited to see her in Jumanji?
No,
No. What about Nick Jonas?
I like Nick Jonas.
Okay, thank God.
I like
All right.
Nick Jonas.
There's a saving grace somewhere, I think.
All right, I like Dan DeVito.
He was in the second one.
Yeah, I like Dan DeVito. That's about it. It's kind of where the line stops for me.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully this will get your attention. If not, we will be discussing it. And like I said, I don't know, especially with The Rock's run right now, if this movie's even gonna be the smash hit that he's really hoping for or the thing that he needs. But if it is, and it brings Rachel Zegler out of it, on top of it, I guess 2 for 1 isn't too bad, right? Right.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
All right. Well, let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, Alvin and the Chipmunks is making a comeback. They are making a rebooted movie that is planned to have a 2028 release with, okay, get this, they are going to go all in on the Chipmunks, though. They are going all in with even giving them their own personas outside of the movie. They are going to be making TikToks. They are going to be posting on their social media accounts. And this is one of the first images that we got here. In the recording studio, this seems to be what the new Alvin and the Chipmunks models are going to look like in live action. It's going to be a mixture of real world and movie shenanigans. We're going to be seeing them, like I said, all over TikTok. You might see a couple of, influencers doing some dances with these chipmunks at one point. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get very obnoxious very fast. I just gotta be honest with that one. But Josh, what do we think about an Alvin reboot? What do you think about the model design that we're getting here? And I mean, what do you think about them basically just invading your whole FYP?
I enjoyed the first two. I think the third one's the one where they end up on that boat, right?
Yeah.
I like the first two. I mean, we should have seen this coming. I think we should have seen this coming 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But shit happens, and you kind of you're left in this weird void of like, man, what IPs can we bring back? And then you remember Alvin and the Chipmunks exists. So the fact that they're rebooting sounds all right. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, will I watch it? Probably not. I don't know. This Alvin looks fucking insane.
He looks like a fuckboy Alvin.
Yeah, why the fuck? Why does he look like this?
I'm pretty sure if they're going for that whole influencer look, they want obviously Alvin's always been like the bad boy and all that stuff. So he's gonna have to
he's
get
getting like his eyebrows done.
Yeah. A little bit more, a little bit more playboy. I can't wait to see what like Theodore's gonna look like, and maybe what Simon's gonna look like too. But I mean, they're in the recording studio right now. They're getting everything prepared for their giant unveiling of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Shit, they might even go on tour.
Right,
some
they might
Chipmunks
go on
touring.
tour. Who knows, man? Who knows? I have like nothing else about this. This is insane.
No. What smash hit would you like to hear sung in Chipmunk, Josh? Pop Smoke. No, I need to hear a Pop Smoke joint as a chipmunk right now.
No. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
You know what? One thing that I do know is that nowadays, if they go down this whole road real quick before we like move it on, if they go down this whole road where they're gonna not like do their own music on top of that, do like some cover or whatever, because I think in the original ones it was all like covers of like different songs or whatever. So I think that's a cool little route that they're going, if they're gonna make like original songs on top of like covering the songs as well.
You think we're gonna get like albums,
Well, that's
like
what
cover
I mean. If they're
albums?
gonna go all in with like this influencing and trying to be like real world, I think we might get like an Alvin and the Chipmunks album. You think this is
Maybe.
like a ripple effect for like the Demon Hunters?
No, no, what the? No, 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 no! Don't put this on them. They didn't do nothing.
It gotta be their fault somehow.
It's not their fault. They didn't do this. That was an original IP. This is something else.
This is, I mean, is Chipmunks not an original IP?
Not anymore. Just this is a remake. Not anymore. No, this is a remake. The other ones were movies based off the cartoon that came out in what, like the 90s. So no, this is
80s,
very
90s?
much an established IP.
Okay. All right. Well, let us know what you guys think and what songs you think the Chipmunks should cover. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting approach. I knew that this would be like a thing one day. I believe they've been trying to do this for a while. But this is going to be like the first time I think with like actual like cartoon characters. I think, I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting like that whole commercials with these guys. They're going to be like selling Coca-Cola to us and everything like that. So I mean, there's going to be big plans for, I'm pretty sure, these characters, and to basically spread them out as much as possible. So hopefully their first swing is a great one and not a bad one. But let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, we're getting a Nightmare on Elm Street movie in the works over there at Paramount. The studio has inked a deal with the estate of Wes Craven to revive Freddy Krueger. The horror franchise will be getting a theatrical release itself. No actor is attached to it as of right now, but they are looking to use the original screenplay from A Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie written and directed by Wes Craven that kicked off the popular horror franchise. So they are basically going to just be adapting the original movie again. Now, I don't know if that's a W or an L. I mean, I'm excited for a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I want to hear your possible picks on who can maybe play Freddy Krueger, Josh, if you can even think of one. But what got me is that they inked a deal with the estate of Wes Craven to basically get this movie out, and they did not give them any leeway to create their own film, in my opinion, because they're just going to redo and rehash the original one, which I think we saw that back in 2009. It was just basically a do-over for for like the beginning half of the movie, and then the ending half was changed. Are we gonna actually get another Nightmare on Elm Street that is just a one for one, an actual one for one of the original movie this time?
I sure hope not. I would like to take some. I like for them to have some creative like liberties and like the kills and all that stuff. But I mean, if the formula works, why not? I mean, but you're right. We kind of did get that with the 2009 one. So I don't know. At that point, why make it? You know what I mean? Who
Yeah.
knows?
I mean, I
I don't know.
know.
I wouldn't waste company dollars on it. That would be my thing. I wouldn't even. I'd be like, what? We struck a deal, sure, but I can't do anything creative with it. Then there's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing for me.
Yeah, because I mean, it all goes to them. It says Craven's widow Ida LaBunca and Craven's son Jonathan Craven. The duo will produce a new iteration with Mark Toberoff, the attorney turned producer who specializes in corporate copyright law. This already sounds like a fucking. This sounds like a fucking industry mess. We look forward to bringing the world of Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street and a new, completely engaged generation of fans. LaBunca said in a statement, "We know that Wes would be thrilled to see how horror is taking its long overdue place in cultural canon. We can't wait for all of us to sit together in a dark theater around the campfire of today as the next chapter of the nightmare story unfolds."
if they have an idea, like if the estate has an idea that they're just trying to use Paramount for, okay, but it also sounds like with the producer lawyer guy that they're really gonna try and not step on any toes either. This sounds like a mess.
I'm excited still because it's Freddy Krueger. But yeah,
Yeah, but like we have the classics. We have the classics and the remake. What more do you need at that point? Like if they could have turned him into a show at this point, like Freddy. I mean, not Freddy, like Jason. Sorry.
that is true. I think we talked about that. I don't know if it was like last year or like this year, but we did talk about like maybe these old horror icons kind of going the way of like streaming and making room for maybe new ones instead of trying to keep bringing these old ones back. Because I do think that they do have a little bit of a stigma where it's like, oh, oh, the old man is still trying to kick it at the party, but these kids aren't afraid of like Freddy Krueger, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't seem like half these kids dream anyways nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal for a lot of people. I don't feel. I mean, if they can find a way to actually tell a story, but you telling me that you're gonna use the same screenplay that the original screenplay that Wes Craven basically used. I mean, it's not saying that they're using it as a template. They just basically said that they're redoing it again. So I don't know. I'm not here for a redo, a one for one redo. I want stories that are gonna change and go crazy and kind of expand on the lore and stuff.
Exactly.
Uh,
But I mean, who knows, man? Who knows?
we'll have to wait and see. Nightmare on Elm Street, Josh. But what came out the same day as this news right here, a good Nightmare on Elm Street news, the trailer for Camp Crystal Lake. Maybe it's fate, maybe it's intertwined in their DNA, but Freddy and Jason will always be at each other's throats, even when news is coming out for them. Jason's Crystal Lake, or not Jason's, it's going to be about Pam Voorhees, basically. The beginning of Jason Voorhees was his mother. So do with that what you will. But we do have the teaser trailer here. We're gonna watch that, and then we got a few trailers in the back end, and then we'll start wrapping this up, Josh. So let's go ahead and jump right in.
The time has come, so let out a cheer.
It's like someone put a curse on this town. It all started when that kid drowned last summer. There's something in these woods, and all it knows how to do is kill.
Mommy's here. Camp Crystal Lake, oh, we love you.
A little baby teaser. We're gonna have to wait for a full length one, but like I said, it did come out at the same time as the Freddy news, so we have to talk about him. I don't think we're gonna be seeing Freddy within this show, so don't worry about that one. But we are getting, like I said, Crystal Lake. We've talked about this before. This one has been kind of in a hell. We had a script, they had a storyline, they scrapped it all, redid it again. Maybe that this whole Pam Voorhees thing was the reason why. Maybe they were going more into Jason Voorhees, and they were like, "Well, wait, we kind of need to start at the beginning." We did hear that there's potentially a Jason Voorhees movie in the works, so maybe this is just going to be the beginning of that, and then we eventually get the actual Friday the 13th movie in a box office or something like that. But I mean, what are we thinking about this teaser trailer so far?
It looks good, man. I just can't. It just looks exactly like they're gonna end up contradicting something huge about these movies, and isn't that the big fact that no one jumped in the water to save her son, but it seems like we got someone in the water trying to save her son. So
Well, the
is she
mother
gonna
does.
spare her? Yeah, the mom. No, that wasn't the mom that jumped in it. That looked like someone else.
Really?
That looked like one of the camp people. Yeah, no, that's not the mom.
Oh no, it's not.
That looked like one of the camp counselors jumping in to save her. Jumping in to save him. So she's gonna spare her because she made an attempt and failed, or something like that. I don't know. It sounds a little contradictory to the whole premise, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how that plays out.
This is supposed to be Jason.
Yeah, all fucked up. Yeah, I- and I thought the point was that he dies. I thought he dies in the water. Oh wait, no wait. This is clearly before that. He's a baby. My fault.
Well, yeah, this is before he grows up and everything like that. And yeah, he dies in the water, and that's when the mom comes in and everything like that. Oh, maybe they change it because, it's gonna be one of those things where it's like the mom is gonna be doing evil, and then the person that jumped in to try to save him is gonna be like the person who tries to talk the mom out of it, and eventually, I'm assuming that she's gonna get done in by her for that reason, that the mom just cannot let it go and all that stuff, even though the girl did try to jump in and whatnot and blah 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 blah. So I mean that's kind of like my theory off what I saw, but we would have to wait for a full trailer to actually get that theory kind of moving. But it does look at least somewhat entertaining. I'm not gonna say that I'm so like super excited for a Pam Voorhees. I remember the first Friday the 13th movie, and I wasn't like the biggest fan of those ones. So I mean, I'm hoping this kind of piques a little bit more interest. Like I said, more dying like older IP should take this risk to kind of give us this like taste of, for those people that can't go back and watch it because it's just too old for some of them, like this should be giving you that same intensity that those ones gave you back in the day, or if not reignite it,
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. Crystal Lake. It looks pretty good, though. Check it out on YouTube. Let us know your guys' thoughts. Moving on, Josh. We have the actual trailer here. Not made by Tom Cruise, but by Warner Brothers themselves. We are getting the official Digger trailer here today. This one, like I said, made from Warner Brothers. Not just from Tom Cruise basically promoting himself and saying this is my next endeavor. Hopefully we actually get a glimpse of what this movie is going to be about. I was hearing a little bit of rumors in the back end, so I mean, I will probably talk about that at the end of this. But Josh, let's jump right in and see what Tom Cruise is cooking up here.
Everything changes. One day you're a cat.
Just take a little taste for daddy. Come on, sweetheart.
Or a king. Next day, you're just ashes in a box.
How long would you say she has?
Between 2 weeks, 5 minutes.
Mr. Rockwell, my name is Sandy Clarkson.
Yeah, Sandy. How you been, buddy? You're the man with the 5-foot crap. Now, glacier over there in Greenland, it shifts 5 feet. Now, this desk in front of me is bigger than 5 feet.
Mr. Rockwell.
My dick is a tenth of that size. What do you want me to shut down a $1 billion platform over something that's 10 times the size of my dick?
Oh, I don't believe you understand what's happening, sir.
What did you just say?
Sorry, sir.
Well, I know perfectly well what's going on there, because I'm paying for the whole thing. I'm paying for your fucking 90% Hungarian goose down winter jacket. I'm paying your salary. You want to shut her down?
Well,
say it!
Mr. President, we're utterly unprotected against a disaster of this magnitude.
What's our worst case scenario?
$18 trillion, sir.
Is that all the bad fucking news?
Oh, there's the nuclear waste, too.
Oh, Digger here got us into this mess, and Digger's gonna dig us out again.
Well, let's fucking go.
You knew, long before the rest of us.
That is why it is your problem! If we can't control the course of nature, at least we can control the narrative.
But it happened.
Mother Nature, she loved the winter!
You're gonna save the world.
All right, fellas, Mother Nature wants to fight.
Was he okay? Mr. President.
Mr. President?
Fuck this iceberg, let's dash!
Help me shape the story.
They already know the story.
They know the facts. The story has yet to be told. When all else fails, you hit them with the truth. The hard truth. Just bang, bang, bang. Woo! Woo! Burning down the house.
Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? That's my girl.
What are we
That looks
thinking?
pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Well, interesting because it reminds me like I'm watching like one of those movies that you like from that director. What's his name?
Oh, Wes Anderson? Like
Yeah,
Asteroid
it
City?
looks like I'm watching. It looks like I'm watching one of those, but missing the color and like and like in a modernization kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it gives me like the vibes, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks pretty good. It's just dull. It looks very dull. I don't know why they chose that color palette for them. It looks dull.
So in a way, it's like a stage play without the theatrics of stage. It looks like they're making like a movie, like an actual like serious movie through like the lens of a stage play kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand that part. And you know, kind of like the little outside things that are going to be affecting this movie. I think the outside things that are going to be affecting this movie kind of spoiled some of this movie. So I mean, do you want me to talk about it, or do we just kind of say our thoughts on what we think of the trailer?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. So,
well, the outside little implications is, apparently we're gonna be getting like, when is the movie coming out? Did it have a date?
26 October 26th.
Okay, like this year, right? So apparently that we're gonna be getting like commercials, like kind of like what the Alvin and Chipmunks thing is gonna do. We're gonna be getting like these little outside things that are pointing towards like Digger, kind of like, or the character that Tom Cruise is playing is basically like just an actor in the system and all that stuff. I don't know if that plays a role in the movie where it's like all this is gonna be kind of fake, and at the end of it, it's just gonna be an actor playing a movie or whatever. But there is a lot of like obligations that Tom Cruise is going to be doing when it comes down to like, I guess, laying the groundwork to build up for this movie. And it's not going to just be, you know, oh, Digger's in this commercial. It's going to be like he's playing an actor inside of this commercial. Like he is Digger playing an actor inside of this commercial to make this commercial better. You know what I mean? Like he's an actual person in the real world.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So maybe that's why it's shot in this lens. Maybe that's kind of like the outside things that feel like it's spoiling it for me. That it feels like it's going to be, the twist of this movie might be that he's just an actor all along and all this stuff is kind of like not real. Kind of like what Wes Anderson did at the end of, you know, Asteroid City, where like you go in the backstage of a play, like they just kind of stop and they're like, well, I need to figure this stuff out or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's going down that road.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe. You could be right. Maybe all this trying to tackle social media and get people in the seats is affecting movies in the long run, too.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that's like what Tom Cruise feels is a natural progression, is that attack them where they are. And I think that's what a lot of these mega corporations are kind of doing now too. They try to kind of attack TikTok, but I think they're going to try to use it as like befriend them as a normal person on TikTok and then show them that they have a movie coming out and that this is the movie that's going to be coming out. So, I mean, if it's a new ploy,
maybe
that could be a new way to get audiences, maybe like the younger audiences involved as well. But I mean, it could be good if executed right. But can it be a big spoiler to the end of the movie? Just a little bit, in my opinion. So look out for those. Check out the trailer right now. See if it entices you. Josh kind of hit it right on the head. I think he's on top of it today. He hit it right on the head when he said it's basically like a shot like Wes Anderson, but trying to take itself as serious as possible. So check out the trailer. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, we have Mayday, an Apple TV movie. Ryan Reynolds is starring in this film. I know you're an Apple TV enthusiast. I know you're the only one that's keeping them alive right now. So we'll check this out. And if it winds up working out, I might put my subscription into again. I do watch movies from time to time, but they only get my money when it's worth it. Let's check it out.
They come to America today. now, crossing Soviet airspace.
Good you have not died.
Who are you? Why am I tied to the bed?
So that you would not move during the surgery.
What do you mean, surgery?
In your leg, I repaired an artery. You screamed a lot, but that is my fault because I do not have proper anesthesia.
Okay, what is with all the American stuff?
This may shock you. I admire your country very much. Your democracy, your culture, and your films, and your food. I have never had McDonald's, but I suspect I would love it.
Is that right? As you can imagine, I really need to get going. I am behind enemy lines.
Americano.
Will you help me? Where'd you learn to fight like that?
None of us escape what we are.
We've been traveling far.
The Red Army will already be looking for you.
Without a star.
You ready for this?
No.
Don't seem so far away. We're traveling light today. The eye of the storm.
Just gonna.
The eye of the storm. They come to America today.
Oh, God. Are all fighter pilots as sensitive as you?
Yes.
Немедленно! We must jump!
Don't love Russia.
Красиво.
She is a sexual escort. Let us hope this is merely the foreplay and they move upstairs for the act of intercourse.
You are scorching my ear with the heat of your breath.
This looks fun. It actually looks fun. Doesn't look too bad.
I like that. I did like that. That's cool. One of his better movies, hopefully.
I'm a dude. Ryan Reynolds in every movie. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Same dude. Probably. But that's the thing is that I feel like Ryan Reynolds has gotten to a point where he's been like Deadpool. He's been Deadpoolarized or whatever. So like everything is basically the same with him now. Like he found his stick. Just like The Rock found his stick, just like like all these actors, Vin Diesel found his stick. Like Ryan Reynolds found what he's good at, and some movies it really works, some movies it doesn't. I feel like this one might be one that works.
I think so. I'm hoping with other people to bounce off of, he'll be okay.
It looks fun though. I'm down.
Yeah.
That's enough Ryan Reynolds until Deadpool though. I think we've had enough. Once we watch that,
You're allowed one movie a year without him in the Deadpool mask.
Yeah. And then you got to put it back on, sir. Contract obligations. Let us know what you guys think. Check out the trailer, Mayday. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on, The Whisper Man, Adam Scott, Robert De Niro, a Netflix movie. Are we expecting much out of this one?
No.
At Robert De Niro.
I like Robert De Niro. That's probably the only exception, but let's go.
Adam Scott? No?
I like Adam Scott. You're right. Okay, but this might be something. But it is Netflix, so we should be scared.
Okay, all right. There you go. Ooga booga. The ooga booga at the end. Let's get into it.
It's okay. They need to hear this.
If you leave a door half open, soon you'll hear the whispers spoken. If your window's left unlatched, you'll hear him tapping at the glass. If if you're lonely, sad, and blue. The Whisper Man will come for you.
Simon, I'm sorry that it took this to get us together.
We're not together. This is me asking you for help. I remember the Whisper Man, and I remember you caught him.
I did, 30 years ago. He's doing life in prison.
Then how is he killing again?
Jake's tape just dropped.
I never thought it was gonna start again.
Anything else you're not telling us?
I need you to find my boy.
He's alive. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, but for how long?
Is there anything else you want to say, dear Daddy?
Okay. It gives me Prisoners vibes, like off-brand Prisoners.
I was about to say it's like a dollar store prisoners. I was really hoping Robert De Niro was not the bad guy. You know, it was like, you want your kid back? You want your kid back? You know what I mean? Like,
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
it does feel like an off-brand prisoners. I gotta say.
This just feels like off-brand Prisoners, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
So
I have like no words for this one.
I feel like everybody was miscast in this movie. I feel like, what is Robert De Niro doing here? What is Adam Scott doing here? And even that chick too. Whoever, what is she even doing here? Like, how did we all get here?
Yeah, this isn't a good look. I have nothing. I don't think I have anything for this one.
Not even Robert De Niro could save this one. I'm unfortunate. It sucks. Adam Scott, that's the second one that I've seen since Madam Web. That's all. I mean, apparently you're good in Severance, so I mean, maybe you have a saving grace somewhere. But for me, sir, it's not looking too good for you.
It's not looking good, man. Holy shit.
Oh my god. All right, let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, we have the first trailer for I Play Rocky. I forgot who's the actor playing in this one. Anthony Ippolito. He's going to be playing young Sylvester Stallone basically trying to figure out the whole Rocky situation, all that stuff. Obviously, we kind of know the story, or if you've heard the story, obviously he had a fight for the rights and he had to split them, and there's all this, that, and the third. I think his wife left him at one point for cheating and all this, that, and
right.
So, I mean, it sounds like it might be a juicy story, but it also could go down the way Michael went down and not give us the whole shebang that everybody is basically looking for when it comes down to these like documentaries or these what is it, autobiographies or whatever the hell. I don't know. Are you excited to see? We are going to see two different kind of Stallones too. We have Noah Centino's Rambo coming down the road pretty soon, but this is like about Rocky and actual like Sylvester Stallone. So I mean, what are you thinking about this movie?
I'm hoping it's depicted everything as well. That's it. I hope Sylvester Stallone gets to tell his story. I guess that's about it.
What about the actor? Are you expecting a lot, or are you just hoping that he just gets some things right?
Yeah, I'm hoping he at least sounds like him, but I know that's hard. So
all right, let's jump right in then. I'm ready because you're the big Rocky guy, so I'm following your lead on this one.
Name?
I'm Mike. Acting's what I live and breathe for, and I gotta have faith in myself. You need to show everyone who you are.
I like this girl, Sylvester.
Sylvester?
That's right, his real name.
It's got a nice ring to it. Sylvester Stallone. It's like Peter Parker.
Are you delusional? You don't got the looks to be a movie star. Not to mention, you talk like you got rocks in your mouth.
Yeah, I know I don't look like Einstein, but I got a brain. The only way for me to get to show people is I'm gonna have to write a script for myself.
Yeah, so do that. Write a script. And give yourself the best part. There's something big here.
You wrote this in 3.5 days. This is freaking good. Touch someone like Chuck Bronson, or we could do Eastwood.
Guys, I play Rocky.
I have no idea what that means.
So the writer wants to be in it, as the lead. No, absolutely not. Throw some money at him. 25K.
No.
Raise the offer. Try 75.
You're parking cars, for Christ's sake. Sylvester.
No.
175. Go to 200.
No?
I'm not giving this up. Not for $1 million. Not for 10. Hey.
All right, now, if you do this,
Comes with some strings.
if you ever fall 1 day behind schedule,
The meat's frozen solid.
they're gonna kick you to the curb,
You broke your hand.
and they can replace you with a real actor.
I don't even know what I'm doing is any good.
Just do the best acting of your life, and everything will be fine.
How far behind schedule are they? They're not.
This movie is about having a belief in yourself. It's about going the distance. I put my heart and soul on the page. If I'm not willing to live up to what I wrote, then what's the point? So do you believe in me? Or not? I thought you said you could box.
I lied. Let go of the head! I'm an actor, goddammit. You always lie.
Yeah.
He's supposed to play Carl Weathers.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that. I like this. It immediately sounded exactly how I was expecting him to. So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. It looks good though. I would be down to watch this. I hope we do get into that whole spat with like who he had to like sign half to and all that stuff. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, they should kind of play it as like a throwaway kind of thing because I feel like that's how he kind of like took it as when he was younger. Now he kind of regrets it nowadays. But I mean, that'd be.
I mean, now that it's all in like hindsight, he probably does. And I'm pretty sure it's that producer guy, the one that was like throw money at him or whatever.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, he looks like Rocky. He sounds like Rocky. I mean, not Rocky. Sylvester Stallone. Sorry. I Play Rocky is the movie. It's the big movie that made Sylvester Stallone who he is Rocky. And then there's. I mean, hopefully we get like a look-alike Arnold Schwarzenegger. Maybe we get his son in there. You know, the one that played
That'd be pretty cool.
In what's his face? What's that? In The Boys. Boys spinoff, whatever. Patrick, there you go.
Patrick.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can get him. Maybe he can cameo as his father in that one too, and maybe like get a little like of that rivalry going because they're supposed to have like some kind of like rivalry back in the day too. So that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if we're gonna touch up on all that, but I mean, at least what we saw, I'm down.
Yeah, look good. I like that.
Yeah, you're about it.
Oh yeah, big Rocky fan. So.
Okay. All right. I seen the light in your eye. It was there. So check out the trailer. I Play Rocky is out right now. Let us know you guys' thoughts. Moving on, last but not least, hopefully this is not a stinker, but we got Alan Rickson. We got Alan Rickson. I believe Gal Gadot's in this one. The Runner for Prime Video. Josh, tell me you're excited. Tell me you're excited for Alan Rickson. And you know, Gal Gadot. Tell me.
I hope for their sake this goes good. That's all I can say.
All right, let's jump right in.
I've got a big day in court today.
I've got football, and I hate football.
Love you, monkey.
Love you, Mom.
99% of defending someone is telling the right story, controlling the narrative. Noah calling. Okay, what did we forget this time?
I haven't forgotten a thing, Maya.
Who is this? Why are you on my son's phone?
Because I have your son.
What?
This is a very simple game. You follow my rules, and Noah lives. Do you know the Excelsis Hotel?
Yes.
Run to it. Today, your star witness is going to testify against my employer, but you're gonna kill him first.
I can't kill someone.
Oh, I think you can. You have 1 hour.
Connection lost.
Let me try to help you!
Give me my phone.
What's going on? Remember the rules, Maya. Disobey. A lot of people are gonna die. Not just Noah.
Put your hands in the air and lean against the wall.
You've been running from your past.
Would you like to confess?
Maya? You have no idea what you've done.
So, let's begin.
Where was Alan Richardson?
That's what I'm wondering, because I know he's supposed to be in this movie too. They just did not show him or something? What the hell? Unless there's another movie called The Runner with Alan Rickson in that one, but that'd just be, wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be fucking confusing. Okay, here.
There is
I
another.
don't think-
So this is The Runner with Gal Gadot, and then there's Alan Rickson's Runner with Owen Wilson. I knew there was Owen Wilson, and I was like, why is this so weird? So I got bamboozled. Okay, so let's talk about the Amazon one really quick, and then we're just gonna add this one to the lineup because Alan Rickson and Owen Wilson are in this one. Runner.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. The Gal Gadot's The Runner looks terrible, so that trailer sucks. So hopefully this one's a lot better.
Hopefully there's a better runner out there. I will say that Scream, like, I was on board, but then there was a little part of the trailer where like she's like holding the fence screaming, and I was just like, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Like, I was almost about to defend it, but then I just could not defend it after that one. But yeah, check out the trailer for Gal Gadot's The Runner. It's gonna be on Prime Video. I'll probably check it out. Hopefully she doesn't keep on with that whole bad acting thing. So short and sweet with that one. But here's Runner with Alan Rickson and Owen Wilson. Actual Alan Rickson and Owen Wilson. Let's see.
There's a lot of things I don't like remembering. But I got my 1-year coin today.
You would have been so proud of you.
I don't hurt people anymore.
What do you want?
I'm trying to deliver this parakeet thing.
You tell Daryl I don't want that bird. I want the Bentley.
You're not getting the
Just tell me what to do with the bird.
Kill
Keep
it!
it.
Hey, Hank, you got a private jet bringing in a medical package. Should be an easy run.
You already got a passenger back here.
All right, what's the itinerary?
There's a little girl that's very sick, and we're bringing her a new liver. If she doesn't get this today, she's not gonna make it.
Let me ask you a question. How much does one of those go for in the black market?
Hank, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Just answer the question.
It's kind of priceless.
Keep a hand on the package. Secure the bird if you can.
What? I want to get out of this car.
No, we can't get out of the car right now.
I want to get out of the car.
Well, you said you wanted to get out.
Is he gonna die?
Listen, I know how scared you are. There's nothing in the world that's going to keep us from getting to you.
both heroes today.
All this violence and she dies anyway.
Are you taking this seriously now, Hank Malone?
That's my ride!
Later today, you're gonna realize I'm one of the good guys. It might take longer than later today.
Under the oxygen tank! What? Throw it out the back!
This is the best day of my life.
Can someone just tell me what's going on?
We need a car. Hank's car that's currently on fire. He blew it up.
This one, I mean,
It's just more action packed.
it's not
But
the
not-
worst. It's not as
nothing
bad as the
crazy.
first runner, but
No.
it's not amazing either.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Owen Wilson and Alan Rickson in a movie together, though. That's pretty nice.
It just wasn't this one. I just think I wasn't. I just don't think it was this one.
So both runner movies are running off a cliff to you? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. This fucking sucked. Man.
There was nothing.
This was not the note. There
No?
was there was no redeeming qualities in these. No.
There's a little girl plot device. You're telling me you don't want to see a little girl live?
That's unfortunate for her, but I mean, we know they're gonna make it, so.
We know what they're gonna make it. We know they're gonna make it.
If they don't make it, I mean, that'd be quite the twist, wouldn't it? Like,
the little girl gets popped is crazy. They're like, oh, who are you gonna give it to now? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a point of contention in this movie. They'll eventually somehow figure out where that's gonna go, and they're gonna like hold her hostage. And yeah, they're probably still gonna make it. I mean, it looks like something that you could watch, but yeah, if you see the trailer, you already know what's gonna happen, basically. So I mean, not as bad as the first one. A little bit of an improvement. Check out the trailer though. Let us know what you guys think. With that being said, Josh, we got a long one today. Let them know where they could talk to us, any topics that we should be talking about in case we missed something today, which we shouldn't have. But in case if we did, any movies you want us to review, TV shows, Josh, let them know where they could do all that, and let's get out of here.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and FilmBros Podcast. Post on episodes are up. You can hit us up there for news and movies you want us to cover. Bust out link this also I just gave you. It's like a Patreon. You subscribe, be able to show. Go really appreciate it. Let's do us anywhere with your podcast at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts. Again, wherever you get your podcast. For the conversation, Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. And we're all done. Subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.